Hello, and welcome back to Legends of Evantris. Today we have a very special episode for you. We are playing the first ever session of Shroud over Saltmarsh. Gotta give it up, everybody. Gotta give it up.
Holy crap.
Yeah. That's right. If you're watching this, you're about to embark on an amazing new adventure with us. If you find yourself enjoying this campaign, you're going to want to become a patron over on Patreon. That's right, Shroud over Saltmarsh will only ever be available on Patreon from this point forward. You can find the link below to the Patreon to get this new weekly reward, as well as many others, like the new monthly talk show that we're going to be doing, the new monthly studio hangout, and the awesome new monthly movie night. So if you want to hang out with us, you want to enjoy these amazing perks, go check out Patreon and join today. Don't delay. Click the link to become a patron and check out all of the awesome rewards. Take it away, Mike.
The light of a waning gibbous moon shimmers across the rolling tide that stretches to a darkened horizon outside the window of Reaver's Rest, the seedy tavern you all find yourselves in. The smell of pungent spirits, old stew, and salt air fills the common room as you sit by the dying fire several hours past midnight. The three of you sit around an uneven table marked by countless nicks, cracks, and small carvings, joined by a half-elven man with disheveled, sand-colored hair and a tattered jacket. On the opposite end of the table is a grizzled old dwarf with an ashen gray beard and a glint of madness in his eye. In one exaggerated motion, he downs a mug of rum and leans forward with a scowl.
You think you understand what it is you're chasing? You know nothing. The Siren Shroud. Whether you call it that, or the Shroud of the Damned, the Ghostlight Shroud, the Demon's Shroud, the Shroud of the Deep, the Phantom Shroud. Its different names across the centuries all refer to the same terrible scourge, and no one can quite agree what it is. Some say it is a cloak of the ferryman, as he shepherds the souls lost at sea. Some say he's brought about by the chanting of dark cults, trying to summon forth horrors from beyond the stars. Others believe it to herald raiders made of the sea itself, conjured forth by wicked sea witches. Or perhaps a titanic sea beast with a terrible pallid skin and boiling red eyes. More still might think it's the weapon of a mad sorcerer king trying to piece his mind back together as fragmented as it is. Or that of a vengeful god of sea and storm who lost his daughter to the charms of mortal man. No matter the story you hear, the outcome is always the same. It begins with a song as beautiful as a summer sky and as sad as a winter sea, and ends in the death and destruction of whatever that blue-green mist touches. And if you keep on your path, you're certain to meet the same fate. So all of you, take heed, because if you keep chasing tall tales and ghost stories, you're sure to find them.
1 year earlier, Poros.
Oh.
It's night, and it's your turn for Town Watch. You look up at the gloomy night sky. You see a waning gibbous moon shine down at you as the city sleeps. It's past midnight, and you make your rounds, holding the torch that flickers and casts dancing shadows everywhere. Even the tavern, with all of the rapscallions and ne'er-do-wells, seems to have gone quiet as the rogues have stumbled home. All is still as the fog closes in. For this time of year, it's not particularly surprising, and all seems quiet. But then you realize it's too quiet. You don't hear the sound of the sea. Not even the sound of the beginning or the end of the universe can drown out the sound of the sea. Yet you do not hear it. And you notice that as you stare off into the fog, that same swallowing gray void, swirling within, you start to see wisps of color. It changes from a gray to a bluish green. And then you hear the faint song, and it gets louder and louder as it rides across the ocean waves. Or is it right behind you? The song of a beautiful female voice. It sounds otherworldly, inhuman, and it's so sad. And as it surrounds you, just as the fog does, you are suddenly filled with this sense of dread. As all around you is the green mist. And you've heard tales of this. You never thought that something like this could actually be real. It was old stories that sailors would tell. And you panic for a moment. You realize, no, you have a job to do. You have a duty. You have to warn the town. You run towards the bell tower, and as you take your first step, your torch goes out. Oh! And the silence is suddenly broken. The song has stopped as you see a shape from within that green mist. As it stumbles forward, it looks like a man. And as it emerges from the fog, you see, it does seem to be the silhouette of a man. But you see hanging seaweed, barnacles on bone, dim glowing green eyes, as what looks like a drowned corpse stumbles towards you. And you don't even have time to scream as it plunges a rusty cutlass into your heart. Oh! And as you collapse, you see dozens, hundreds, thousands of more shapes through the green mist as your lifeblood leaves you. And then you wake up.
Oh. It was just a dream. It was just a dream.
You're back in Delphinus. The sun shines down on you, and rosy dawn stretches her gentle fingers out and greets you good morning. As you rest very comfortably up against a large boulder that you had decided to camp up against on your travels. You are no more than a several-hour journey to the town of Idia, a port city that you heard might be looking for help of a folk hero. That's what you are. You've just defeated a great foe. You've accomplished a great deed, and that's never enough for you. As long as there's people that need Poros' help, Poros will be there.
Yes.
You make your way for the several hours journey that it is, walking the whole way. And as you walk towards Idia, tell me, Poros, what do you look like? What are you thinking? What are you feeling?
Poros of Malphia, he's a great big man. That does not look like regular man. No, he is large and broad and otherworldly. A marble-like skin, great rippling muscles, glowing golden eyes, a large shield with the effigy, the emblem of Organon, the bronze bull, one of the greatest gods ever to be conceived. And Poros thinks that he's ready for his next great deed, his next journey, his next adventure, to help those in need and to bring himself, his name and his legacy, great glory. And great glory to his god Organon.
You arrive at Idia, and before you see the city, you're greeted by the sound of crying gulls. As you hear distantly the waves, as you crest over a ridge, you see down below the sea cliffs, a sprawling port town. The fishermen all across the seas, stretching for miles around. Some are bringing in their catch, some are just heading out. And there is a vibrance to this town. As you pass several travelers, and as you make your way into the town, you see on marble columns various large posters that catch your eye.
Oh.
You see the image of a beautiful ship that's crested in golden filigree and decoration. And you see that it says adventure, riches, glory, pay of 300 per month, meet in town square. Meet in town square every day this week. And you say, and then finally, at the end, it says, "Can you discover the true nature of the Siren Shroud?"
I will. Is it one of those ones that I can? You know what? I'm just gonna rip it down and take it.
It is not. It is not. but you just take it. Yeah.
Ha! Yes, the Siren Shroud. This could be my greatest deed yet.
Ha! And I'll roll it up, and I'll walk to where I think the town square might be.
You see, and there, you go to the town square, and you see that there are dozens and dozens of merchants and fishmongers that have just set up their own stations and carts throughout the town square. This town being so prosperous, it has spilled over from the market, and there are people selling strange trinkets, people that are selling bottles of holy water blessed by the various gods of your land, of Delphinus. And you see You look around, and these you can't really find anything that matches that description until you see a very sad and lonely, rickety wooden table off to the corner of the square with a very well-dressed half-elven man, pristinely sculpted blonde hair as he sits with his fingers steepled, with a large ledger in front of him and a blown up large version of the poster that you have in your hand hanging down the front of the table. And he's sitting there with a smile on his face, but behind his eyes is crushing disappointment.
Ha-ha! I'll walk up to him. Hello, good sir.
No, I'm not selling fish. That would be over there.
No, this poster,
And I'll unroll it.
is this your ship?
Yeah, you're here for me. You're here for me. Oh, how do you do, my good man? Yes. And he stands up and he shakes your hand and he says, Professor Vayman Merrick, at your service.
My name is Poros of Malthia. It is a pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you. Are you looking for grand adventure and
Yes.
riches and glory and to discover the
Yes.
true realities of the world?
Will it help people and defeat great evil?
Well, it will help me.
And others, presumably?
I come from the Azran Society of Curiosity and Discovery.
Oh.
And I received a grant in order to discover the true nature of the Siren Shroud. Many believe that it does not exist, but that is what they said about Barovia. And I have purchased a ship, and I've hired a captain with what was left. It mostly went to the ship, but I am
Yeah, it
offering
is nice ship.
300 a month.
300, yes, of course. This will give me plenty of money to eat, good meat, be strong, and then when we find this shroud, we punch it and kill it and smite it. Yes?
Well, in order to defeat something, you must first discover it and learn about it and learn how to vanquish it. And that is what I hope to do. But this will be treacherous. It will be dangerous. We've already had some rough run-ins with pirates and raiders, and we've had previous crew. It is now just me and the captain. And but how good are you on a ship?
I have been on a ship before. Delphinus is many islands, as you know, and I must sail from island to island. Usually on little ship.
Well, I'm sure you will do. Also, no one else has come to join the crew. Would you sign your name in the ledger, my good man?
And this will come with great glory, yes?
Yes. There's nothing more glorious than to prove to the world that an old sailor's story is in fact a reality. What is chalked up to pirate raids, natural disasters, storms, Sahuagin sea monsters? It is real and I know it.
Yes. This would mean Poros would have to leave Delphinus. But I have done many great deeds here. It is time to spread the legend of Poros beyond these shores. Yes, where do I sign?
Right here, and he pulls out, rather he pushes forward the large tome. It's wrapped in fraying leather, yellowed paper. You can tell that there's a lot of water stains as he pushes it forward. It says, right here, underneath a good probably dozen names that have all been scratched out in like bright red ink.
Oh no. And I'll just sign Poros of Malthia. Maybe I'll underline it.
Wonderful. I will finish up crying the town this evening at sunset, and then after one more day, we'll hopefully be able to get the rest of the crew. Worst case scenario, the three of us can man it. It will be a little difficult, but on to the next port to cry the town once more and finally assemble a crew that will solve all of our problems.
Yes, and Poros will help.
So report to Captain Jonah Halifax at the Gallant Gazelle.
Right
Down at
away.
the harbor, over there.
Yes, I will find the ship based on this picture.
Yes! Glory awaits! Glory awaits, Poros!
I am just beaming. I have this huge smile on my face. I'm very excited. And I'm going to walk to the harbor and look for the ship on the poster.
You do. As you're walking around, you go into the direction that he is pointing at, and you see this beautiful, what looks to be a galleon with an enormous figurehead of a gallant look, true to its name, a gallant-looking gazelle leaping forth as the figurehead, and across the sails in golden ink, a similar shape of the gazelle, and the sigil of this Azran Society of Curiosity and Discovery. And you're holding it up, and you're going to the direction, and this picture is so beautiful, and then you pull it down. And you see the reality as you hear as the foghorn from a ship from Bargast rolls in and begins to dock this steamboat that docks next to it. As you see, it's a sickening sight. I don't know how to say this.
There's no other way to say this.
There's no other way to say this. It is a sloop that, if you didn't know any better, would be derelict.
This is the Hellboy 2 trailer.
I'm into it. Wow. I'm into it. This campaign just got fucking real.
If you didn't know any better, you would think that this was derelict. There are tears in the canvas of this. It's a one-mast sloop. You see that the paint across all of it is chipped. The wood seems to be waterlogged and swollen. There are some hastily patched up holes in the side of the hull. The canvas of the sails have rips and tears. Any kind of emblem that had been painted into those perhaps once white sails has faded away, and you see that the masthead is just a leaping, hooved body. Could it be a deer? Could it be? It could really be anything because the head is gone.
The art's not even good.
Splintered off. As you see a scruffy-looking human male standing at the helm, leaning on it, as he holds a mysterious brown bottle of liquid. You see that the gangplank is down to the dock, as you see painted, as shipped as it is, the Gallant Gazelle. Gallant Gazelle, no.
Oh, this is a embellishment, I guess. But Poros has been guilty of embellishing in the past. And it is okay.
And I walk up, and if there's like a gangplank.
Yeah.
Hello, Captain Halifax. Is this your name?
Yeah.
My
He
name
leans
is...
forward as he steadies himself.
You joining the crew?
Yeah, yes, my name is Poros of Malthea. Perhaps you have heard of me?
No. Pays 3 gold a 3 gold a month. Room and board, hardtack. No grog allowed. No grog allowed. That's nope. Clear mind. Clear heart and mind.
And I'll walk up the gangplank, and like, as I get onto the ship, it goes like creaks and like leans a little bit under my weight.
Yeah, it is.
Well, it is, these rules are fair. You must keep order on the ship, of course. Order is very important, but the captain said it was 300 a month.
And we pay in copper.
That sucks. That sucks so bad. That is the worst. You just leave.
Oh, well, 300 copper per month. If Poros also does some fishing, perhaps, or other things. We could perhaps. There will be enough. This is okay. This is
Some work
okay.
on holidays.
On holidays?
Yeah.
What about the rest of the days?
Hardtack.
As in bread?
Yeah. Shit biscuit. You signed the ledger?
I did, yes. Of course I signed the ledger. I gave my word that I would help Mr. Did I get his name?
Yes, Professor Vayman Merrick. Professor Vayman Merrick.
Professor Merrick. I gave Professor Merrick my word that Poros would find this shroud and save the world.
Yeah, we'll save the world. Good bang. Travel the world for free.
Yes.
Crew quarters are down below. Pick a hammock. I don't know if anything's gonna fit you. Just being honest.
Yes, Poros will make do. All right, well, thank you, Captain, and let me know if you need anything at all. I am quite strong.
We'll need you to cast off and do the rigging and do everything else.
This is the worst.
Poros has some experience with this. And I'll still have a smile on my face, and I'll look out and just sort of excited for adventure. I'll turn down and go down the steps and find a hammock and put my stuff down.
Yeah, you go down below deck and you see that most of this sloop seems to be the private quarters of Professor Merrick. As there is a very large gilded door. It seems to be in the best condition on the ship. And then you see a sign that says Captain Quarters into a little side room that may have been the privy at some point.
This is a nightmare. Man, we thought we had it bad on the Moorbound. We didn't know how good we had it.
That was a nice ship.
Oh man,
nice
that
ship.
was a great ship. Free mast.
And there's a very heavy padlock on Professor Merrick's door. As you find a hammock, and is there anything else you'd like to do in Delphinus before you head out?
I would put my stuff down, and I think I would run back into the, just making sure that I don't miss the ship, because I gave my word. I would run back to the market, and I would try to buy. I probably don't have a ton of money on me, but with whatever money that I can, probably buy some fish, some kind of meat, like mutton or beef or something, and then a large flask or container of milk. My last taste of Delphi.
I would say you spend all of the coin that you have.
Yeah, that's fair.
All
That's
the rest
fair.
of it in order to basically stock up. It's at this point that you make it back, and after another day of crying the town, Professor Merrick has gotten no other bites. You actually did see that there was some peg-legged, eye-patched, scruffy-looking sea dog that approached, and he was also holding the similar, the poster, and he dropped it and he looked at it and he says, "Nope!"
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
And he shambled off. And on dawn of that last day, you all awake, and Professor Merrick is in. You've seen him in a different outfit every single time you've seen him, and this time he's in a true to the ship's name and aesthetic of gold. He's wearing a bright gold coat with a vest and a puffed cravat, and he says, "Well, on to the next adventure. We will surely find more intrepid souls. Onward to Inari!"
Haha! Yes, and I'll run up and I'll start,
Yeah.
hoisting the sails and lifting the anchor up.
And with that, the tattered sails drop, but somehow they catch wind, and the gallant gazelle sails off into the sunrise. And then, several weeks later, music change. Kaiyo. You breathe in and out. And you, with each breath, your limbs move. And you spend several minutes just breathing and moving your limbs, feeling present in your body, feeling present in your mind, feeling present in your soul. You move your ki through your body as in a quick motion, you grab and draw your sword and then move it and practice your forms as you breathe. And you continue to keep your eyes closed as you breathe, and as your sword begins to slice very delicately through air, as you practice your breathing, you practice your martial arts forms, slowly your heart, your chest, your soul begins to glow this blue iridescent color as it glows, and from your back, slowly, with each motion, they grow larger and larger. These spectral tentacles that move in the same fluid motion as your arms, your legs, and your weapon. As you breathe and you take this in and you practice, what do you look like? And what are you thinking? What are you feeling right now?
I am Kaiyo Perlfin. I am a light blue, teal, seawater green kind of color water genasi. Darker hair than the color of my skin, with very striking orangish red eyes. Very different from the rest of my coloring. Kaiyo is thin, but lean, muscular, just very lean. I wouldn't say like spindly, but he's not beefy, right? He's very
Athletic.
Athletic is a great word. Thank you very much. He is roughly 20 years of age. He's young. People often mistake him for being younger than that, but he's definitely around 20. He's under 5.5 feet tall. It is not uncommon for people to comment on his height. I am wearing a series of robes with a belt, very traditional garb for where I would have come from and grown up.
Awesome. As you close your eyes and your tentacles, you're finishing your practice and you're finishing your training. Your watery spirit tentacles slither back into your ki. And as you breathe, your concentration is suddenly broken by a voice. Kaiyo, your break's up. We just got a huge order come in. As Mr. Goro calls out, you see a human man with a headband around his head. He's carrying a large bucket of pieces of vegetables that he goes out to the trash pile and he chucks it. And he says, "We need you in there. Come on, Kaiyo, break's up."
No, of course, Mr. Goro. I'm so sorry. I apologize right away, Mr. Goro. And I will immediately follow him and where he's sending me to go.
You head back into the plentiful catch in the town of Tokai. It is you've been wandering around the sea road for months now, perhaps longer. It's hard to keep track of the time. And you realize you decided to stay in Tokai. Not only was it beautiful, there were people that needed your help. And you were able to make a bit of a difference. And Mr. Goro, despite being strict, he's nice enough, and he gives you a place to stay, and he gives you it's a place to earn some extra coin and have a warm meal, which when you're on the road is a luxury. And as you get back into the kitchen of the Plentiful Catch, a tavern along this, or rather in this town, you see Mr. Goro read from a parchment that he's taken notes on. We need 2 squid bowls, 2 octopus bowls, 2 pufferfish bowls, 2 eel bowls, 2 crab bowls, 2 lobster bowls, 2 prawn bowls, 2 cuttlefish bowls, 2 tuna bowls, 2 urchin bowls, and a cup of soup.
Is that it, Mr. Goro?
I think so.
All right away. And you would see me immediately go to where I would have hung up my apron, and also a headband, not unsimilar to Mr. Goro's, but in way worse condition. But I want to, I would don my outfit and I would begin to prep and do the things that he asked me to do with using my knife work and helping do sous chef things and prep food.
And so he's following the motions. You're watching his skills, and he may not be the same kind of warrior that you are or hope to be, but he's very clearly a master in the kitchen. And so you're watching his form as you manage to plate this massive family order of food as it's all on. You managed to all stack it up onto 2 trays that you can basically barely carry yourself. Okay, there we go.
I think I got it, Mr. Goro.
Good.
Yeah.
That's table number 3.
Okay, here we go. And using my unbelievably dexterous nature, I'm still struggling with this.
Yeah.
But I managed to kick open the door and deftly move through the door from the back of the kitchen while I'm peeking through and around the trays trying to find table number 3.
Okay. You make your way to table number 3, and you've been here for over a week now, and in that short time you've memorized the motions. You don't even need to be able to see in order to get to table 3, and you make your way, and while it's kind of in that midpoint of the afternoon, or it's in between lunch and dinner, so you hear the murmur of a few tables, but not the same kind of loud, cacophonous roar from a family order of this size. And so you make your way over to table number 3, and as you place both of the trays down, it is not a family, it is one man. As you see a large marble-skinned man.
I'm in this. I forgot. Oh, yes.
Sitting there as this is ordered by Poros.
I will set the trays down, and as I realize that this is all food for just one man, I feel my tummy rumble a little bit. But my eyes kind of grow wide in amazement. Order up, table number 3?
Yes, thank you. This is for me. This is all for me.
And I begin to unload the dishes, the plates from the trays. Well, enjoy, and thanks for coming in.
Yes, it smells delicious. Give my compliments to the chef.
Absolutely, I will. Thank you.
And as you start to go back into the kitchen, as you look at Poros as he begins to chow down on the various rice bowls that he's ordered, there's a glint of recognition that you have.
I will, taking these trays back to the kitchen, I'll go in the back and I'll put them down, and I'll go up to Mr. Goro. Mr. Goro, I need to take another break.
Yeah. You just got off break.
No, this is really important. You don't understand. I'll be right back, I promise.
You're lucky it's slow. Okay.
Before he can even finish, I'm out the door and I'm running back to table 3. And
You'll see me, I'm picking up the chopsticks on the table, and I'm trying to use them, and I keep dropping it. I throw them over and I just start using my hands.
it will take you maybe a few moments, but you'll suddenly realize that this person who has just served you is kind of standing, no longer wearing his serving garb. He's just standing kind of off to the side next to your table, kind of uncomfortably close for someone who's enjoying a meal.
Oh. Hello again.
Hi.
I do not believe I need anything else, but unless you have any milk here. It is unlikely.
No, I don't think we have any milk.
Oh, okay. Well, this is very delicious. Did you give my compliments to the chef?
Yeah, I did. And I'm so sorry to bother you, but I have to ask.
Yes.
Are you Poros?
You have heard of me?
I knew it! The second I laid eyes on you, I knew it was you! Yes, I've heard of you! My name is Kaiyo Pearlfin!
It is a pleasure to meet you. Yes, Poros of Monty.
No, the pleasure is mine! The pleasure is mine! This is so cool!
My name precedes me even in lands as far as Inari. This is wonderful news. You are the first one to recognize me here.
Hold on! Hold on your arms! Wow! You really do have a 7-foot wingspan!
Yes!
Is it true that you have over a 250-inch vertical jump?
At least.
Oh!
With a little help from Argonon, and I will give him a wink.
What are you doing in Inari?
We are on a top secret mission. It is not that secret. We are looking for the Siren Shroud.
Wait. Really?
Have you heard of this too?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Between you and me, I am helping a professor on this expedition because I want to travel the world and do great deeds. I'm not fully convinced it is a real thing.
Wait. You're telling me that you found other people who do think it is a real thing?
Yes, the ship that I am member of the crew, the sole member of the crew, actually. We can pick up anyone else in this one. The sole member of the crew, actually. It is very tiring.
Professor Merrick is actually crying the town right now. He's at the town square with his table, hoping to have better luck.
This is unbelievable.
What do you know of it?
What I know is that it is real. And no one ever believes me. No one believes me that this shroud is real.
Pay is 300 a week. Or a month? 300 a month.
300?
Copper pieces.
Oh, okay.
And you'll see, like, I have a purse of 300 copper pieces.
I did not hear him say copper pieces. I did not hear him say copper pieces. I look back over my shoulder. Okay.
Do you want to come? If you want to come, the professor's in the town square right now. You can sign in the ledger and join us. But this, we will be gone for a long time. You must have family. You must have responsibilities.
No, I have responsibilities here, but this is the longest I've ever stayed in any town or inn since I left my home. And I was thinking about moving on soon anyway. I've been looking for hints and trails and anything that could lead me to more information about this shroud. This is so fortuitous. I was gonna ask you if you wanted to join my crew. You see, I've been hoping to put together my own team to maybe go after the shroud and learn more about it.
This is perfect. Yes, I mean, if I had not already signed my name, I would join your crew. You were probably better captain, to be fair.
The amazing Poros, a part of my crew. That's just what I need as a mentor. Someone who I can be their protege.
Are you saying you want to be a hero?
Poros, I say this with more sincerity than I've ever said anything in my entire life.
Yes.
I want nothing more than to be a hero.
We'll make you a hero!
Yes!
Yes!
Okay, I just have to go tell Mr. Goro.
Yes. All right, you do that. I will pay for my meal, and I take out this purse of it's like paying in pennies. Just 300 copper pieces. I just leave the whole thing on the table. The extra will be tip for you.
No, I couldn't possibly. Besides, we're gonna start earning money as soon as we join the ship.
Yes,
It'll be fine.
Yes,
and
next month.
I walk away. I walk away, and I go into the kitchen to tell Mr. Goro that I'm quitting. And the door closes behind me. And whatever Poro hears from the inside of or outside the kitchen is up to you.
Yeah, well, what's going on out there, kid? I haven't heard you that excited since I met you. By the way, did he pay his tab of 10 gold pieces?
Well, he said that it's a long story, and I fill Mr. Goro in about the ship and the shroud, and he's heard me go on and on about the shroud before. And I tell him not to worry because Poros told me that he gets paid 300 a month.
There's a moment where there's like a vein that bulges on the side of his head, and similar to he breathes. Okay, kid. You can keep the headband.
Really? Mr. Goro,
I'll put it on your tab.
I will never forget you, and I promise I'll come back one day to thank you. I will. This is the longest that I've stayed anywhere since I left, and you've been so kind to me, and you've looked out for me, and I really appreciate you.
We always need line cooks.
Well, if this whole hero thing doesn't work out, I'll come back.
I'll see you then, kid.
Thank you. And I hang up my apron, but I have my headband in one hand, and I bust out the kitchen door and I say, Poros, lead me to the ship.
Yes, wait, before. You, to be a hero, you must get big and strong, so will you join me and finish the remaining of this meal? And there's like...
Scraps.
There's like one bowl left. I've already eaten everything else. And there's maybe like half a bowl that I'm finishing.
My stomach like audibly growls, and I say, well, I'm still working on my muscles, but I promise you I'm a lot stronger than I look.
Yes.
Thank you! And I like wolf down the remaining bowl with my chopsticks.
Unfortunately, Kaiyo is allergic to shellfish, so...
And I die. We finish the meal, and I am more elated than Mr. Goro would have seen in life. There's some color has returned to me, and I'm ready to head out on an adventure with Poros.
Let us go! And I'll leap up out of my seat, and I'll turn, and I'll start walking. And I'll start telling Kaiyo about, home and the various deeds that I've done, and embellish a little bit,
You do this, and you manage to meet Professor Merrick in the town square. You sign your name in the ledger underneath Poros' name. There's been no one else. As you stay in town, and then you are introduced to the captain. You're introduced to your quarters. You were able to find a hammock right next to Poros's. He takes up most of the corner, and there's a little bit of room for one more hammock that you're able to hang.
Oh, this is gonna be great. It's like we're bunk buddies, and we're gonna see the world, and it's gonna feel good to be back out on the ocean again. I love the ocean. If you couldn't tell, I'm basically from the ocean. It's crazy.
Yes.
And we can practice and train every day, and you can teach me all the stuff that you've done and how to do those things.
Yes.
And I can show you what I can do. This is gonna be great.
And then you can get into the little spaces that Poros cannot fit.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. That's why we're a crew. We work together. We get it all done.
Yeah, this will be fun. This will be a great adventure. I warn you, the ship has a list to the port, so you get used to it. But
when do we get the 300 gold pieces? I'm not about money. I'm a hero. I've never seen that much money in my life.
It is, when I say 300, it is 300 copper pieces a month. I paid my monthly wage on the meal that I just ate, with extra for tip, of course.
Well, I guess if they're feeding us every day and it's all savings, that's a good thing.
It is savings from a certain point of view.
Besides, heroes just need enough to get by. We don't do it for the money.
Yes, this is for me. I do not do this to gain riches. No, I want to do good deeds, help people, and gain glory.
Ah, man. That's so cool.
Yes. There is ship biscuits most of the day, but on holidays...
What kind of biscuits?
Ship's biscuits.
Oh, I misunderstood you. Okay. That's much less concerning.
I don't get it at all.
But on holidays, we get salt pork. It is a nice, pleasant change of pace.
Okay,
There's one holiday a year.
No, this is gonna be great. It's gonna be great.
And it's in the evening before you get settled in. You meet the captain, and he says,
You got cook experience. You can be the cook.
Yeah.
You can do everything else too.
I have a lot of experience in kitchens, and my knife work is pretty good.
You're just gonna hand out ship's biscuits. You gotta keep track of.
There's no actual cooking.
Not until we can restock.
That sounds like a glorified biscuit accountant.
You said it, not me.
Oh, okay.
No grog.
What's grog?
You don't want to know, kid.
Okay.
Clear minds, clear hearts.
Well, yeah, I mean, my mind and my heart are my mind and my heart are always clear. It's part of me practicing my daily forms.
Y'all are as enthusiastic as the professor. Thank goodness he's paying me.
And he shuffles off as in the final night, Professor Merrick returns, and he you get to know him a little bit better, and he asks you to join him in his office.
Okay.
Oh, him, or do you mean me too?
Oh, both of you.
Oh,
We're very important guests tonight, it looks like.
yes. All right. Well, of course we will attend.
And
I just do this, and my hair's like perfect. It like waves a little bit. It like waves for a second, and it has these perfect like sculpted curls.
As you enter his quarters, there is a small table, and you see that despite the shoddy state of everything else, this is actually a very spacious, comfortable, well-decorated, would feel like a captain's quarters, but very clear this is reserved for the professor, seeing how he financed it. Most of the financing went to this, very clearly. There are, both of the walls are lined with books. There are strange knickknacks, devices, all sorts of artifacts, papers scattered all over his table. There's a whole circular round table that's covered in maps, and he asks you to sup with him, and he very regretfully pulls out just shit biscuits for each of you to eat, and water. As he's, well, I'm sorry about the accommodations. I've never been good at managing budgets, and I spent everything before we got to provisions. But I just wanted to ask, I want to know, why are you interested in discovering the true nature of the Siren Shroud?
I'll sort of like look at Kaiyo and kind of.
Because after what you said in the square, I could see something behind your eyes, my good boy.
Well, I have a very vested interest in it. You see, I know that it's real. And whenever I've tried to tell people, they don't believe me. And to be quite honest, I haven't really met other people who even believe that it's a real thing. So to find an actual professor who believes that the Shroud is there and that we can find it, this is the best lead that I've had in months. Months!
And he pulls out a small notebook and a quill, and dips in an ink, and he says, "Tell me everything you know." And if you would care to, you can tell him or keep it to yourself.
I would be very vague about my experience with the Shroud, where I would not, it would kind of come out that I'd only seen it from afar, and that I wasn't really in the midst of it when it happened. And that
always the case.
And I was away from my town when it struck. I don't mention anything really beyond that, but I describe maybe the colors I saw and the clouds on the horizon and the mist on the horizon while I was out at sea. And it's very vague. It's probably a lot more vague than this professor would have liked to hear.
There's a little bit of disappointment. Well, I've heard similar stories from many that I've interviewed, and that is really why no one believes it to exist. Because anyone who's experienced it firsthand has disappeared.
And I know that I wasn't right there, but based on what you've said and what I saw, it's for the best. I saw what was left behind, and it was that moment that I decided I need to figure out what was going on.
We are all aligned.
Yes.
And there's one more port of call where we are going to cry the town. And tomorrow, we set sail for Chuck.
Oh, I have never been. This will be fun.
It is damp.
That's okay.
This is fine.
I have fly swatters for the bugs.
Poros dresses lightly.
And with that, he takes his book, snaps it shut, locks it, and then he puts it in a drawer and locks that drawer. And the next day, you set sail. Is there anything else you would like to do before you leave?
No. I think that everything that I would own, which is not much, would have been in a bag that would have been in the back of the inn at Mr. Poros. I would have grabbed that.
Yeah.
And that's about it. I probably would have bought some, maybe some rations to stuff in my bag with what few copper pieces that I had saved up. But nothing, extreme or anything like that.
And with that, that next morning, once again, the sun rises, and it's a beautiful day, and you see the captain standing out near the bow of the ship, and he looks and he says, it'll be so much easier to man a sloop with 4 instead of 3, and if we could only find one more. With that, music change.
Oh.
Monty, you feel the thrum of mechanics and the whirring of gizmos as you hear and all manner of clanking and gears and gizmos whirring and cranking as you chug on a little boat down a river amidst a jungle. You stand at the head, leaning up against the small ship's wheel as a glowing thrum from where a motor might be on a steamship, a strange, colorful emanation as you look around, as you hear the cries of jungle birds, you hear the howls of various primates, the chirping of insects, and nature all around you as the river snakes through the jungle. As you look to your gaggle of passengers on the riverboat tour that you are conducting right now.
Yes.
For tourists. And you see that there are you can't see the whole boat because the front 2 rows are 2x2 of GIF. That are rather large, and the hats that they're wearing are even larger. As you see that one of the ladies in the boat is holding a parasol, as this relatively small boat is very cramped. As you continue to guide your tour and chug down the river. Monty, what do you look like? What are you feeling like? What are you thinking in this moment?
I am a large GIF. You can see this sort of tangled hair that comes down from my small ears almost to closing at the bottom of my chin. You can see this huge at the end of my massive hippo-like snout, this massive wiry mustache that pokes out in both directions. It doesn't seem like something that could ever possibly be tamed by a brush, no matter how magical or otherwise. I'm broad-chested and broad-bellied. I'm a barrel-chested person, very top-heavy, with 2 very strong-looking, mighty, sort of like limbs for arms and whatnot. But I definitely skipped leg day. Is what I will say. I would normally be wearing a my uniform. but on this particular day, I'm wearing khaki shorts. I've got a sort of button-down white shirt that's nearly transparent with sweat that I've rolled the sleeves up for, and I'm wearing sort of like a blue, largemouth, like boat captain hat. This is the dress that I feel is most appropriate to create the experience that my customers, my passengers, have paid for. And I am piloting the Viridian Sunset, the name of the small river boat upon which I have decided to retire. My adventuring days are behind me. You might not know it unless you were a gift, but you could see that I have lived many lifetimes, decades and decades. I'm well past what would be the average life expectancy for a gift at this point. But in the eyes, you can still see that there's a spark of intellect and curiosity about the world, slightly dulled, given the mundane nature of how I've chosen to spend my retirement. For a single gold piece per customer, they can join me on a circuitous river route through the jungle on Monty's Secrets of Darkest Chalk. You can see the heartland of the jungle as never before, a river expedition and cafe.
Classic.
You can hear the pumping of small gadgets and gizmos. I'm sort of turning different wheels. In addition to the actual ship's wheel that I use to turn the boat, you can see that I've got pumps and levers and things like that. And one of massive contraption seems to be spitting and hissing and blowing out all sorts of like steam and stuff like that, only to produce a small amount of liquid, which is clearly a tea that I'm now enjoying. I'm looking out, and I've just finished giving this like really, really long, elaborate speech about the history of chalk and why this is such an important expedition.
But when will we see the dinosaurs?
Oh, no, you won't be seeing any dinosaurs on this expedition. Cleared out decades ago. Can you imagine the danger? That would make much of a tour for you to get chomped up and eaten by some Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Oh, I was told there were dinosaurs in this pod.
No. This is more of a tour of intrinsic historical values. See, I'll be showing you a mysterious lagoon that was of some import during a battle going back many decades. Yeah. You don't understand.
That sounds boring.
Well, at the end, you'll get some scones and perhaps some river fish tacos with a spicy curry sauce. You'll love it. We'll offer a lava cake, though it's an additional silver piece per customer.
Well, is there at least a gift shop?
There will be a gift shop at the end, of course.
I'll wait for the gift shop. I wanted to see a dinosaur.
If you divert your attention to the left, you can see what used to be the great civilization of Yuan-Ti. A myriad of tree houses interconnected between... They've all, of course, been removed. But they were belonging to a tribe that worshipped the land's magic, before, of course, being driven out by the hegemony, as they are wont to do. And if you divert your attention to the right, you will see the great Midnight Precatoria. And as we round the bend, you'll see a very, shallow stump where a tree has clearly been removed, the living vines of which could crush a man and their head would pop off like a champagne bottle. Of course, it was too dangerous to keep on this tour, so we had to have it removed. And just up here on the left as we float along, you'll see the Grand Gem Caves. It was once a beautiful sight. You couldn't go a single step without tripping over the crystals that are naturally produced in this fine jungle of chalk. Of course, it is a strip mine now, most of which has been removed.
Oh
There's a constant
And it's just sight after sight of like what used to clearly be like some majestic like lagoon, but it's been drained. There's like a beautiful like what would have been an amazing vista, but there's no danger. There's literal interest. I'm just sort of tugging along and enjoying the riverboat experience.
This is what you come to expect at the port of Robaro's Point. Which is a huge outpost for the Gith Empire that has populated much of the coastal this side of the continent, and this is probably one of the more remote outposts, probably farther to the south than much of the civilization. And most of your tourists are Gith from elsewhere in the Empire that are looking for perhaps the illusion of excitement and danger, and you're giving them just that.
I would try to elaborate with my words and paint these pictures of what was, right? Because it's still important to me. I'm proud of my my history and my knowledge of the world, and so for those of willing to go on a journey of imagination, this tour would be like, ooh, this is where that would have been, ooh. But anyone else would have been bored to tears.
You finish your boat ride, and you pull up, and you're beginning to dock on your own and pull up to the pilings of wherever you may dock the boat. Are there any final words you're going to give to your audience as you see that they pull up, and then there's a big building that in very like gaudy letters says gift shop and cafe.
Be sure to tip the rest of the crew. I am going to get back to work on the riverboat, but I hope that you enjoyed Monty's Secrets of Darkest Chalk.
And you see as the boat sways back and forth and back and forth and creaks as the Gith get up, and you now realize that there, besides Gith, there were two passengers at the very back of this riverboat who were staring at you with big, broad grins. As you see a very large Aasimar man and a small water genasi, as they're sitting in the back, completely overwhelmed by how exciting they thought that tour was.
Oh, you two. There's another tour in about an hour that we're going to begin. It's really just the same route, though.
That was awesome.
Yes, it was great to see the locations of that used to be really great one day.
Is this what you do, like, all day, every day?
When I'm not giving tours, I'm reading and enjoying crafting some of the many inventions and gizmos that you see here right on the ship. In fact, and I hit a button, and you can see that as we've been tugging along, a net will have caught a bunch of river fish. And I press it, and it flings forward like a catapult and launches the netted fish all over into the back of the cafe. You imagine that it's landing perfectly for them to start preparing the fish tacos.
Wow!
I almost forgot. They would have been without the... Oh, and the lava cake! That'll be fine.
Mr. Monty?
You can call me Montgomery Crumb.
Oh, Mr. Crumb.
Yes, I may be of service.
Poros and I had some time to kill while we were in port, and we just want to say that for a third of our monthly wage, this was great.
Yes, totally worth it.
A third of your monthly wage, you say?
Yeah.
It's quite an investment just to go on my simple tour. I'm honored. Thank you.
Well, by the time we got to the front when it was time to pay, we found out how much it was, and we kind of felt like it was too late to turn around. And Poros wanted to go, but I told him that would be rude. So we decided to move forward, even though it'll probably put us into crippling debt.
And really, he was just going to be embarrassed.
Well, if you stay on for another tour, I'm going to have to charge you 2/3 of your monthly wages.
All right, Poros, we have to go. Come on, get out of the boat quickly. We cannot afford it, Poros. We have to go.
How much are the fish tacos?
The fish tacos are included.
Aren't you glad I made us stay now?
It'll have some scones with jam, fruit salad, the river fish tacos. The lava cakes are an extra silver piece, of course.
This is why I told us to stay.
Well, if they're included, we should go collect, I guess.
Yeah, this has been really great talking to you, Mr. Crumb, but we're gonna go eat fish tacos now. Is there a limit? Please tell me there's no limit.
I believe it's just the one taco.
Okay. Well, it was still a really nice tour. Thank you.
Yes.
I'm going to go enjoy a fish taco myself, I think. Perhaps I will join you.
Well,
I can tell you more about the amazing, fascinating history of this great land.
yeah, if you don't have anyone to sit with, you can stay with us.
It was just otherwise I'd be reading smut in the back room here.
What?
Come on, let's go! And I will.
I've never heard of this offer.
You get off, and that's exactly what happened. As after 2 days of crying, Ribaro's point, the professor is a little desperate, and he basically begged both of you to help him try to recruit and find anybody who could help to at least make the sloop feel not so overwhelming as you make your way across the world searching for the Siren Shroud. And you enjoy the tacos at the gift shop.
I get my plastic tray that has one taco.
And it's tiny. It's like the mini taco.
Yeah, and it's mostly batter. It's like this much fish.
You see that the gift that had been on the ride with you have already finished their meals, and they have a large collectible cup that has like the logo of it, and like it's not worth how much you have to pay extra for it.
I will sit down. You can see that the sort of ragtag crew that perhaps I've assembled in creating this expedition, this little tourist trap. There's one person who's like an artist, to where you can stand in front of some sort of like elaborate painting of jungles with like a panther like leaping out and all kinds of like horrific magical like yeah. You can see like evil Yuan Ti are cartoonishly animated on the surface.
There's a Hadozi there, and he's drawing. He says, "Say banana."
So what brings you to doing this every day, all day?
It's really a way of passing the time. I've gotten a little older, and it's quite relaxing to sort of lazily go around and around and around and think of all the memories I've collected over the many years.
Well, we travel on a boat most days too.
Yes. How did you learn all of these great facts and keep them in your memory?
I have a great intellect. I have the ability to remember almost everything I've ever learned. My mind is like a steel trap, even after all these years.
Wow.
Wow, this is... Well, if you know lots of things, do you know anything of the Siren Shroud?
Do I know anything of the Siren Shroud?
I would say yes.
Oh.
That it rings a bell. It rings it sparks a memory that you had and a letter that you've received.
It makes me think of a letter.
A memory stirs.
It rings a bell, yes. Indeed, yes, I have heard of this Siren Shroud, yes. I'm turning into Poros.
Yes!
Yeah!
Everyone is Poros.
Yes!
It rings a bell, yes.
I mean, a lot of people have heard of it, but most people don't believe us when we tell them that it's real.
Well, of course it's real.
You know that it's real?
It was written to me by a very dear friend of mine, of course. He wrote very seriously of it to ask me to investigate. Of course, at the time, I was just in the throes of debt, having taken on a riverboat charge.
Wait! His friend is asking him to also look into the shroud? The Siren Shroud?
This is destiny.
Okay.
That we would meet you.
This is gonna sound pretty forward, and yeah, we know you're old, but do you want to join our crew? We're looking to prove that the shroud is real and do something about it. I mean, I know you have a lot going for you here.
To venture forth again, out onto the sea, traveling who knows where,
Yes.
Putting one's life in danger?
Well, so far there really hasn't been much danger. It's really just been getting to see the world for free. Well, no, they pay us to go see the world, and they feed us some biscuits
Yes.
and occasionally salt pork.
On holidays.
You seek the Shroud. Of course there will be danger.
Well, if we find it, yeah, I mean, we're ready for that, but it's been pretty calm so far.
It's important to look ahead, to think strategically.
Right.
I could sell the riverboat and perhaps buy my way onto the ship. I could become a passenger, and we could make our way up to wherever it is this Shroud is and find the truth of it.
You don't have to buy your way onto the ship. They'll take anybody.
Given your contraptions and inventions, perhaps you could fix the lean that the ship has.
Oh, yeah, the ship's not in great shape.
It
is not pleasant.
Why didn't you say so? It would be my honor to repair the ship.
So you made all of these things, all of these amazing things that we see around us. You did all this by yourself?
Oh yes, that's really just another way of passing the time, you see. I've made them before, I could make them again. I'd be able to fix the lean of the ship. I'd be able to equip it with the same washer-dryer combo that I have on the riverboat. There's all sorts of inventions and contraptions that I'd be able to basically produce out of thin air.
What are the chances, Poros? This is like fate. So what do you say, smiling upon us?
Yeah, yes, it is our destiny to have met like this. That we all have had some kind of experience.
Mr. Crumb, my name is Kaiyo. Pearlfin.
You can call me Monty, my good man.
Okay, Monty.
Monty, I am Poros.
Poros,
Great to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you both, yes.
Wow.
We should tell the professor, yes?
Yeah, and if you're gonna sell this place anyway, can we just, like, take all the tacos?
I can produce more tacos on my riverboat. I'm going to have to still give that to her in another hour.
Well, we'll probably...
Duty is duty!
We'll probably be in port for a few days if it takes you that long to find a buyer and, you know...
That's fine by me. It'll give me enough time to wrap up a few loose ends. I'll sell the riverboat and collect my things, and I'll need to get some tools.
Yes, you do what you must, but first you do need to sign the ledger. It is the protocol.
Yeah, but at the very least, you can find us in town. That's where Mr. Merrick will be. And, you'll have to meet Captain Halifax. He's an interesting fella.
Captain
he keeps talking
Halifax,
he keeps talking about how there's no grog allowed, but he kind of smells weird and he never really stands up straight.
Captain Halifax and Merrick, you say?
Yeah, Mr. Merrick. Professor Merrick, excuse me. Sorry.
Ah, Professor, a learned man, an academic.
He knows a lot about the Shroud and about what we're doing and where we're going.
He is from the Azran Society of the several things. Have you heard of this?
I have heard of the Azran Society. They're one of the most esteemed academic minds of the world, of all of Avantris.
Wait, really?
Oh, yes.
Then why can't we get any crew members?
Because this is a dangerous quest we are on.
Oh.
The Shroud is... I have only dreamed of it, so I do not know what it is really like, but I hear it is very dangerous.
I'll be eager to talk to this professor and find out exactly what the nature of his business is. And in recruiting you, just the story of the Shroud and the 300 copper pieces was enough to get you moving, as it were.
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak for Poros, but I wasn't leaving anything behind, and 300 copper pieces a month is more than I'd ever see, and we're not doing this for the money, we're doing it to be heroes.
Yes, it is the glory of traveling the world, doing great deeds, and learning something great, and protecting people.
These are all honorable propositions, yes.
And you don't have to worry about too much physical labor. The captain makes us do that all of it anyway. We can use you for your unbelievable mind, and I'm sure that the professor will have lots to talk to you about, and it's gonna be great. You've been on adventures before, right?
Many adventures, yes.
Then he's gonna fit right in.
This is perfect. Yes, we have time to get to the town square and back before your next cruise, yes?
You should. Yes. I'll come and find you. What is the name of the ship?
It is the Gallant Gazelle.
You can't miss it.
Gallant.
No, I mean, like, you really can't miss it. It's one of a kind.
This is true.
I have it up here. Very good. Very good, gentlemen. It is indeed fortunate that we met, I think.
It's just another lucky coincidence.
I'm counting out 10 copper pieces to then buy a lava cake.
I'm going to get a lava cake.
Okay.
Anyone else want one?
I'm okay. I prefer more fish tacos. Actually, when you're sure you're absolutely done here, can you please bring more tacos?
I will bring a whole army of fish tacos when I make my way back down to the ship.
This is the first time that we've had any kind of meat in a long time.
Yes.
You'd be shocked at how few holidays there are at sea.
You look a little thin as well, so I'll bring an extra lava cake
I'm a
for you.
little thin, but I'm strong. I'm stronger than I look.
Yeah, I am working on it, yes. We are training every day.
We will work on it together, my good man.
Aha, yes, we will. We will all be big, strong heroes.
Okay. Monty, we'll see you soon.
Until next time. Until tonight. Ha ha! And I will slap the table and I will get up. As I get up, my enormous bulk like pushes the table and the chair back. And then I sort of like waddle out and very quickly make my way back towards the Viridian sunset.
When he's not looking, I swipe an extra taco on our way out.
You do that, and you are able to
I'll
make
walk
your
with my
way
lava
back
cake.
to the Gazelle. As you, that evening, the captain returns. And there's a glimmer of hope in his eye. And he says, I was able to get a name! We have another crew member joining us! Yes, I knew it!
We found someone too!
Yes, we did.
We're going to have a really genuine full crew, aren't we?
We almost doubled the crew size in one day!
Wow, this is great. Who did you find?
Roboto's lanky, the Hadozi said he just lost his job.
What?
What?
He's a strapping artist. He loves the arts, and he said he lost his job after the business where he was employed shut down.
He didn't happen to work for a riverboat.
Yes,
company.
he did. He said it was just the thing.
Well, about that, we recruited the owner of the riverboat company.
That is wonderful news.
Well, it was until you told us that a bunch of people lost their jobs.
My good man, that's just simple business.
Oh, that's awful.
You get a picture of me coming back from the door. Well, you're on fire.
Good luck!
So long.
Just walk out.
It's just good business.
But you're gonna really like him. He's a very smart guy, and he was really excited to learn that you're a professor.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm sure they can let bygones be bygones. Oh, that's him, and they're just sitting on the deck. Oh, Lanky, over here. It's me, Professor Merrick. No, where are you going? No, come back. Oh. Well, hopefully the owner of the riverboat company doesn't leave.
Oh, well, no, he is a man of great honor and great experience. He will come.
I know that this ship is rough around the edges, but it's our ship, by golly! And this was paid for by the coin of the Azran Society of Curiosity and Discovery.
That's what it is, yes. Curiosity and discovery.
We have pedigree.
He knew all about the society too.
A cultured man of taste, finally. I am excited to meet him. That night, Monty joins. He signed his name in the book. Very excited to, Professor Merrick is very excited to meet you. And he'll shake your hand and he says, Montgomery Crumb!
You can call me Monty, my good man.
Crumb, that sounds familiar. Perhaps I saw your research some sometime
This
in
is
my
one of the
studies.
oldest and wealthiest families of Chalk, actually. It's, we have quite a station in the hegemony.
Well, I hope you put in a good word for Professor Vayman Merrick.
I wrote a few letters. I hadn't met you yet, of course, but I'm happy to write more if they're needed.
Well, we'll send them at the next port of call.
Now, I understand that you are looking for recruits. I was wondering if I could perhaps pay my way. I have gold.
You've gold.
Oh, yes. I just sold my riverboat.
Oh yes, please, how much would you donate? A simple donation to the Azran Society of Curiosity and Discovery would help us so tremendously.
What is your expectation for the journey in terms of weeks, days, months? How long will it take us to get to where we're going?
As long as it takes to unveil the mysteries of the Siren Shroud.
Well, we'll start off, I say, perhaps 5 gold pieces a month. Is that satisfactory?
You'll do.
We'll make it 10, and I will I'll clap him on the side of the cheek, and then walk into what was clearly his office and immediately start making calls. Oh, this is commandeered on behalf of the hegemony. Ah, yes, I'm gonna have to move this, and I'm like sliding a desk, and
Oh no,
immediately
my
start.
brandy! Oh no!
I'm gonna look to Poros and be like, can he do that?
It is more gold than I have ever had. 10 gold a month?
Wow.
When we earn great riches from our deeds, perhaps we can have nice large ship's cabin.
Yeah, I think if we ever do this again, we're gonna have to get better quarters.
I'm transforming, like, immediately I'm transforming the office into a workshop.
I would say you get the sense that he's like, it looks like he's frustrated, but you get the sense that he's very non-confrontational. And so he just...
Money probably doesn't
I do get that. Yeah, he's just
so
holding
like
10 gold
he
pieces.
just takes, you push his bed over to the side, and he'll just sleep there for the. You guys share quarters.
Oh, okay.
Just like how Kaiyo and Poros share quarters, and by a miracle, you actually have 2 more members join the crew. As 2 more names in the book. As that next dawn, they seem to be washed up, salty.
So there's 7 of us on
Salty
the boat.
Yes, there's 7. There's 7.
Wow.
It's a crew of like at max 9.
Okay.
9-ish. And with the rest of, and so they're mostly helping with the riggings and helping the deckhands with the, they're acting as deckhands, and as that final dawn, before that final dawn comes, is there anything else you want to do before you wrap up here, Monty?
I would have already tied all of my loose ends, but after I gave what was probably my only good tour, instead of taking the normal circuitous route, I'm hit with the spark of adventure, and I turn left instead of right, and I actually take them through, like, they're dodging like fucking poison darts and like going through this like insane actual expedition. They get more than their money's worth because I know that this is my last, and I am filled with inspiration. When things settle down and I finished firing the remainder of my small enterprise here, I will hang up my captain's cap and put on a set of goggles that I have in a toolkit that has remained closed for a long time. I'll pull out a few of the special tools that I have and have them hanging from my belt from one side. I will pull a pouch out of very special gems and make sure that it is tied securely before putting it in my pack. And then finally, I will pull out the letter that I received from my friend. And you can see that it has been read and reread dozens of times. It is worn from scrutiny and consideration, something that I would have pulled out many times and thought, maybe there's something that I should do about that. But I'm a little older now. Perhaps now is not the right time, and it was the push from Poros and Kaiyo that inspired me to take this journey. With those few things on my pack and a satchel of gold from the sale of the riverboat, I wouldn't have nothing else to do in Chalk, and so I would bid farewell to my homeland.
And would you tell the professor about the letter?
I think that, I don't know if it would be on the first night. I think that we would have many nights at sea, and very early on, I would want to compare notes. I would want to sit down and be like, show me what you've learned and what rumors you've heard and how the Shroud has been referred to, all those many names. What is the exact nature of the mystery? When did you first hear about it? And then I would sit out and unfurl my letter and say, here, I have a good friend who's in the military who was unable to, because duty calls them to their station, unable to join me in, or to go and investigate themselves, but begged me essentially through the writing of this letter to go and apply my mind, apply my intellect to it, because there's a mystery and of course the danger afoot.
The captain would be appreciative of that, and so as you're all preparing to leave Barrow's Point, the captain actually has spent much of that gold already that you gave to provide cold weather uniforms for everyone. As that final dawn comes, as you turn back to look at the beautiful jungles of Chalk and where you've been living for the past however many years.
I button up my old uniform, which I now have adorned, and sort of position the goggles on my head, looking out at the beautiful green, vibrant, lush jungle that is the place I've known my whole life, and watch it just get smaller and smaller against the horizon in silence mostly.
And you do that as the captain once again at dawn, he looks at the sunrise. Once again, those rosy fingers of dawn kind of stretch out over the sea and cast these shimmering colors of pink and orange and red, as he says, well, onward to colder climes we head to Mammut! And you all sail.
I would have pushed down the lenses of my goggles just as the the continent of Chalk got to its thinnest, just to see the very last glimpse of it before finally saying goodbye.
Professor Vayman Merrick has many theories and patterns. He's been studying the Siren Shroud for years. And he's starting to draw some connections and conclusions, and it almost feels like you're chasing it, but every time you get to a town that suddenly disappeared and all that was left was carnage, or the town itself was wiped out, or a marina where every single ship just disappeared overnight. All you hear is stories, whispers, conflicting information from the local townfolk. Sometimes each account sounds like they're trying to one-up the other one in terms of the fantastical nature of what's happened. So many people write it off as just a natural phenomenon. By the time you make it to Mammut, an encounter with Yornish raiders, unfortunately your two extra crewmates do not make it. And you're able to, by the time you make it to another port of call in Yorn, you're able to get two more, and you sail off to Yulong and encounter very close call with the Sea Dragon. They do not make it.
No! It requires a strong will to make this voyage.
Many hit points.
And you continue onward to Neckbet. And it's there where you encounter Corsairs. And the two that you picked up in Yulong do not make it.
So just to clarify as well, we have now been fighting alongside each other and encountering unbelievable
You spend the better part of 8 months.
Okay.
Traveling the world.
Oh, wow.
My powers would not be secret to anybody. You would all know that I have this, astral self, this extension of my soul and my key.
And with the blustery autumn storms and the terrible winter frosts and the doldrums of summer, you are experiencing everything together, and every single encounter that nearly kills all of you and sinks the ship, it's a miracle that the gallant gazelle stays upright and afloat.
It refuses
It's thanks
to
to
die.
Monty's, probably thanks to Monty's carpentry.
Yeah.
Or
You know,
surviving on spite.
I would be going through and reinforcing beams and making sure that lean finally gets corrected. Somehow, mid-voyage, I am repairing the ship.
Installs a bilge pump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Not
it's
constantly taking
buoyancy.
buckets out of the bilge.
Where the gallant gazelle had never had a carpenter, and basically Monty serving the role of the ship's carpenter, and with each port of call, there is able to be some trading and bartering and odd jobs. You're able to get some sort of provisions and actually cook. Kaiyo's able to start serving as the ship's cook for real. But each encounter, another one of the professor's outfits gets totally torn and tattered, ruined, stained, and his entire wardrobe is effectively annihilated at this point after these 8 months or so traveling, as he no longer takes the time in the morning to put himself together.
I've offered to repair his clothes every single day for a price.
I don't need it.
He never pays me.
I don't need it.
Suit yourself.
And then he spends hours and hours. He has his desk, he has his lockbox where he keeps his notes and his research and some things that he doesn't tell anybody. And he's muttering and he's saying, the moon cycles, I don't understand it here. Maybe I can figure it out. And there's almost like a hint of madness that's coming to him over these months. As one of the things that makes it so difficult to prove is that you've heard all of these stories of in the recent years, and especially the recent months, there have been more and more Sahuagin incursions. The sea devils, the devils of the sea, and they're these strange fish-like, somewhat like reptilian, shark-like humanoid creatures that normally dwell deeper, but have been trying to populate shallower waters near settlements, and have been competing over land settlements for fish and other seafood. And it's led to a lot of clashes, and most of the town that you're getting, most of the encounters and stories that you presume to be perhaps the Siren Shroud, they just write it off to a Sahuagin attack. And one night, the professor calls you into Monty's chambers. I need a meeting of the crew.
Of course.
Captain Halifax!
Professor Beric, yes, of course.
What's his first name again? Sorry.
Vayman Merrick. I think I finally figured it out. There is a pattern. There's a pattern, and to where the shroud it's traveling. It is not disappearing and showing up somewhere else. It is disappearing, and there's a travel time. It is connected to the phases of the moon. And by all of my calculations, I believe that we're heading back to off the coast of Chalk again. To all of the numerous islands in between Neckbed and Chalk. It is going to strike there. So we are headed back to tropical climes. Isn't that wonderful?
Yeah, Professor, that's great. Are you feeling okay?
I'm feeling better than ever. And you can see his hair is all disheveled. His what would have been a pristine purple coat is stained and torn, and it got completely drenched in various storms and was ruined, and it just dried terribly. And he's lost weight. He's definitely lost a little bit of weight despite getting more food. You're getting the notion he's probably not eating as much because he's so obsessively studying his notes.
Professor, if you'd be willing to share these notes, perhaps I could confer with you and we could talk about this pattern, the nature of the moon phases as you call it. Perhaps it's nothing.
Yes, of course, Dr. Crumb, but I will share it as soon. I need to be certain. I want an untainted opinion for when we finally encounter the shroud itself. You understand? To not pollute the research.
Yes. This is what you've been saying for months now.
The weather will be nice, yes. Looking forward to it.
And it will finally, I will finally be readmitted to the society, and all will be well.
What? Wait, excuse me? Did you say readmitted?
You're not in proper standing with the academy?
And you hear his eyes widen as he realizes what he said. Well, I, from a certain point of view, I'm still technically a member, just there's an asterisk.
It all
very
makes sense.
large.
It's all coming together. Yes, this is the worst funded Azran expedition I could possibly imagine. It's because this is no Azran expedition at all.
You know, I am a member, but after I did not show any results satisfactorily after the first several months of the voyage, I was disbarred until I could redeem myself and provide proof.
Honor, Professor.
I have honor in the sense that I am willing to do anything for curiosity and discovery. That is what it means to be a member of the society. They want to sit back and relax and take the easy expeditions or make posturings in their towers. Grey rats, all of them.
If I didn't believe that the Shroud was out there, I would leave the next port we found.
If the society had if the Miss Halloran University had the attitude that the society does now, our very founder would never have discovered Barovia. I am following in his footsteps.
Yes.
I am not an heir, but I aspire to that greatness.
Tenacity, we should never give up. We should keep looking. And they do not understand this.
They've lost their way.
Yes.
Where's the sense of adventure, of glory, riches?
When we get there, if the Shroud still is yet to show its face, then I would ask you open that lockbox and we take a look together.
Yes, I promise. I just need to see it.
All right. How many days away from Chalk are we?
It should just be another week's travel, and we'll be in tropical climes, and we'll finally be on the right track.
Well, that's not too bad. Also, I finally got a straight answer out of Captain Halifax about what grog is. Did you know?
What is it?
It's just watered down booze.
Oh. Well, this is fine. I do not need booze plus water.
Do you drink booze?
No, it is not good for my gains.
Oh, that's what I've always heard. It's not good for you. Monty, do you drink booze?
Of course. And I pull out I have a
nice
Darjeeling,
reserve.
but with a little brandy in it.
I just feel like if we get to Chalk and the Shroud is there, we have to be prepared. It's really bad. Everything that we've seen in these months that we've been traveling together, the wreckage, the carnage left behind, we could die.
We should do everything that we can to make sure we're as prepared as possible, yes.
And I don't think I should die without having tried some grog. Like a real shipman.
No grog allowed. Clear hearts, clear minds.
Where did you come from?
No grog on this allowed.
Halifax, he's old enough to enjoy a spirit or two.
I will not have it aboard my ship. I won't have it. No grog allowed.
Perhaps just a smidge.
A taste.
A glass. He has never had it.
Captain, I promise you that you will not enjoy any grog while on this ship. Now, if you would join me in my quarters later, I have a present for you. It's totally unrelated.
Oh. Okay, Monty.
Okay, good. Well, I'm gonna keep watch. We're just gonna keep riding the coast of Yona all the way down, and easy. I'll be on the helm. Don't you doubt.
For you too, Poros, as soon as your duties are done, join me in my quarters, and I give like the professor a knowing look, and we can talk, and I have a gift for you as well.
A gift, yes.
All right, well, I just have to finish preparing this evening's meal. And after we eat, we can maybe tell some stories and hang out together in your quarters.
I'd like that very much.
Oh, I love that very much. I'm just gonna go look at the Yona coast for a few moments, and then I'll join you in your quarters.
Exactly right. Yes, that's fine.
I love seeing mountains. Okay, I will return, and with that, the captain and the professor go up on top deck, and you're able to talk privately if you wish.
Oh, now that the others are gone and the captain's eye is not upon us, I was going to offer you a little of the brandy that I have stored away.
Oh, really?
Exactly right. It's not grog. I'm not going to water it down. I think that a man's first drink should be the real thing.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's about time, right?
And then it is not even grog. We do not break rules.
That is why I said that so specifically. You're catching on.
Yes.
Okay, I'm ready.
And I will pour a small shot glass. Now some people like to sip at it. Others do tell in one down, so to speak. However you want to take it is the right choice for first time.
Oh, that's spicy. Oh.
That's the alcohol inside. It will intoxicate you. It'll dull your senses, and eventually you'll come to enjoy the sensation. I use it to make sure I can go to sleep at night.
That sounds, well, okay.
Otherwise, it's hard to turn off, you know, my lad. And I'm just like sipping at the thing.
Oh, that's not great.
No, the taste is not pleasant.
But thank you for your kindness, Monty.
Yeah, it's really an acquired taste. It's something that it will grow on your chest over time. And I did not lie to you when I said I have a present.
Oh, thank you.
I've been watching your fighting style for some time, and I see the power that you have behind those blades of yours.
Yeah, the power really comes from within and from the self. But yeah, it comes through the extension of the.
Part of your ritual of practice could also be sharpening said knives. The swords themselves could be a little finer if, and I will pull out a what is clearly a treated whetstone.
Wow.
And the surface of it glows with this sort of thin, bluish hue. It would be normal stone, but I've clearly managed to seal it with some kind of treatment on the surface of it.
It's been so long since we've seen any kind of proper blacksmith or artisan who could do something like this that I haven't had a chance to really take care of my weapons.
This was my thinking as well. And so if you were to sharpen your blades, then mechanically speaking, they become +1.
Oh my goodness. I'll save this and I'll use it when the time is right. Thank you.
My pleasure. Anytime you have to use the blades on an enemy, then the next day I would recommend you undull the blade with one of these whetstones.
I'll work on it tonight.
This is great news. If you had that for the Corsair attack, or the Raider attack, or the Sea Dragon attack, perhaps we wouldn't have lost Salty, and Rusty, and Gerald. And I just go and I list all the crew members.
There's like a dozen at this point.
To be fair, of the 6 people that you named, they only had like 13 limbs between all of them. They weren't really fit for this.
You are right. And they died glorious deaths.
Poros, I hope you don't mind. I've taken the liberty of modifying your spear as well.
In a beneficial way?
Oh yes, you see the strap here. I noticed that it was just a common non-magical leather, and that's fine. It looked good, and I'm sure it had quite the grip. But I have modified that and added a bit of my own special thread to the bearing.
Oh yes, of course. It is beautiful.
Do I have it with me? I'll go run and I'll grab it, and I'll bring it in.
Oh, it is beautiful.
Now, if you were to allow me to modify your gauntlet there.
Which, this one?
Whichever one you use to wield the spear, my good man.
Oh, yes, this one.
And I will unstrap it like that, and you can see I'm weaving in this same thread. This thread, however, is like golden, like white golden, and I'm weaving it through, and I've clearly stretched out some of the material that I have this ability to create, and woven it into the gauntlet itself. Now that's the same thread that I used to modify your spear. Here, put the gauntlet back on. Now, when you throw that spear, you're gonna feel a bit of a tug. If you were to pull back against that tug, the spear would return to your hand instantly.
What?
Is this true?
You have a +1 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with the spear, and it returns to the wielder's hand immediately after it is used to make a ranged attack.
This is the nicest gift anyone has ever given.
I felt it could come in handy.
Oh, yes! The worst part of throwing a spear is having to go collect it from the corpse of your enemy and then throw it again.
That was my feeling exactly, yes.
Your knowledge is amazing, and the things that you do are unbelievable.
Thank you. It's just simple principles of magic and science. When put together, it's a powerful combo.
So, if you can do all this and you do all these things, then why are you looking for the Shroud?
Like I said, the application of magic and science, when put together, makes a powerful combo. The Shroud, it's the black side of that coin, the dark, the evil. So many lives lost, so many mysteries abound it. It's not just the fixation of the mystery and knowing what is truly going on that fascinates me, but to get in the way of that storm, to put it out, to stop evil from being done. That would put a smile on this old man's face.
Yes, and your name will come along with it. Great glory. And you will be remembered forever.
You hear a voice join yours, and he says, "All of our names will be remembered. When we finally prove that it's real, perhaps we will get our own society, our own university."
Been there, done that. It's really not as exciting as all that. I actually did produce a gift for you too, Professor.
You did?
Exactly right. And I
Montgomery crown!
Well, I hope you don't mind. I took one of your quills, and I will pull it out, and it'll be glowing with this sort of like green shimmering light. It's a bit of a night light. Now you can work into the evening without the use of waxy candles and all that nasty business.
I have so many wax burns, thank you.
I noticed, yes. And also on your clothes, which you refuse to let me repair.
It builds character.
And
My father always said I shouldn't hit those books, that I was worthless if I didn't go out and be a real man and not spend so much time in libraries. And now I'm finally doing it, and I don't need any magic to mend my clothes or to solve my problem.
I will say, in the pursuit of knowledge, the only way to truly know something is to find it firsthand. And so, yes, there's only so much you can learn or read about in a book. To go out there and find and do what you're doing is the right way to go about it.
You're right. And my father was right. And that's why he said I shouldn't... If I don't make a man and a true hero of myself, I should die on my quest.
Wow, that's pretty harsh.
Yeah, it is,
He's just tough love. He just wants what's best for me. I understand. Anyways, let's have some more of that brandy. As you thunk, I need everyone to make a group perception check at disadvantage.
Oh, no.
Roll.
We're playing Dungeons and Dragons.
I don't even have Poros dice yet. This is not good.
Perception.
Oh, no.
No! I got a 15
Can I use a twist?
and a 1. So I got a 6.
Dun.
6?
With disadvantage, my roll was bad.
I got a 4.
I was
Yeah.
joking. With a 16, I will perceive.
Wow.
Yeah, you're the only one. Poros and I are very
16, you say?
distracted.
Yes. Assuming it's within a foot of me, then it would be a 21.
Oh.
And it's no, that's perception. That's
wisdom.
wisdom. That's wisdom. Never mind.
Monty, you're the only one who hears a guttural, pained, burbling voice coming from the top deck, which sounds like it's coming from the helm on the quarterdeck. As you hear
Sea devils.
and a thud as you hear the da-doom, 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 da-doom of very clearly a body slamming down off the quarterdeck and smashing onto the main deck.
I don't mean to alarm anyone, but I believe that the captain has just been felled. We need to make our way upstairs immediately.
Oh no.
The captain! I'll run to our quarters and grab my shield. I already have my spear with me. And I'll probably be the last out if they go straight out.
No, Halifax, you old fool! And you see as Professor Merrick's eyes go wide, and he looks and he thinks, but he looks and you see that there's a rapier in his quarters, and he looks at it, and instead he just runs into the quarters and dives under the desk. You all grab your things and rush up, and as you come aboard, the cool salt air hits your face as you see the distant mountains of Yona as you sail along the along the coast. And now the sloop, the Gazelle, is listing to the port as the helm is spinning and spinning and spinning, and you see now that Captain Halifax has smashed down forward a spear wound in his back, and his head has been smashed like a bowl of eggs. Oh. As you look around and you hear the low muttering of a language you don't understand as the moonlit silhouettes of 6 Sahuagin are standing on the deck. And that's where we'll take a break.
Unbelievable. Gary!
Hold on, I'm almost ready.
No, come on, Gary. It's been like an hour, man.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, Gary, you look great, man.
Well, thank you. So do you, Andy. We both look so piratical, ready for the premiere of Shroud over Saltmarsh. There goes my hat.
Oh, hold on. I'll get it for you.
Hold on. Thank you, Swabby, for providing my captain's hat.
Look,
Clean the poop deck.
There's no time for that. Look, Shroud over Saltmarsh has already started. We're late.
Oh, shucks, we are.
Look, Gary, I'm glad you showed up at this important time, because if you, yes, you are enjoying Shroud over Saltmarsh right now, the first 2 episodes only are on YouTube. And the only way to watch the rest of the campaign is to join the Legends of Avantris Patreon.
Wow, that sounds super exclusive. Like elite tier pirate booty.
Oh, it is. At the Pearl Dolphin tier or higher is where you can enjoy this awesome campaign. And you can only find it there every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern.
You mean if I become a Pearl Dolphin, I get... You mean to say that So all I have to do is become a Pearl Dolphin on the Avantris Patreon, and I can watch the greatest nautical campaign of all time every week?
It's the only way.
That makes me want to say a big ol' ahoy!
Ahoy!
Let me hear you say it, ahoy!
Ahoy!
Good job. Man, we really are pirates. We're really
really
good at
this,
This is a lot of fun. Why don't we celebrate at Long John Silver's?
Oh, I love Long John
Yeah,
Silver's.
I get the chicken at the Long John Silver's.
So, if you're enjoying the introduction to this campaign and you want to unlock tons of more amazing perks, then you gotta go check out Legends of Avantris Patreon right now.
Use the link in the description and you'll find it right there. And you'll get all them perks, especially this awesome campaign.
I'll drink to that.
Ahoy! Cheers! Yar har! Do what you want, cause the pirate lives free. You are a pirate! Yeah!
As the gallant gazelle lifts off to the port, as your captain, Captain Halifax, lays dead before you, the Sahwagan, the sea devils with their dripping with seawater, and in one case, the blood of Captain Halifax, they turn their spears on you, and you see that several of them also have nets. As they all speak to each other in some harsh language. And I need everyone to roll for initiative.
Hey!
Let's go.
First combat. It's gotta be Sahwagan, right?
Let's go. Not bad.
Mine's
20,
not
25.
good.
No, I didn't break 20.
15 and 20.
I got a 17.
I knew 17. Kate.
Yep.
Kaiyo. 10 to 15.
12. 11.
Hold on. Oh, wow. This is Sahwagan? Mm-hmm. Okay. As you rush up, they are they're all barking words at each other, and they're seemingly talking as several of them are surveying. You see the one by the helm whose spear's dripping with blood, where he had punctured all the way through Captain Halifax's back, through his chest.
That's awful.
As he points off, and I would say it doesn't take much to realize that the one at the head who would kill Captain Halifax calls out something and points at you, and two of them turn and have nets, as they seem to be surprised to see you, but then the ones with nets are turning to you.
What?
You're up.
Oh my god. Okay, fuck this.
What?
I would make I'm ready for a fight. I would probably make mental note of that,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't let it deter me. And I would, real quick, as we get onto the deck of the ship, I would turn around, look all around, and say to my friends, "All right, I'll get the ones by the helm. You guys worry about the bow." And with both of my swords drawn, I will put one hand kind of like up. I guess there's like a little raised lip here.
Yeah, you can just
but
jump
easily
up.
I'm bound up.
Yeah,
And
as a monk.
as I am jumping up through the air, you start to see that like there's kind of like the outline of my aura begins to glow this sea green, a little bit light, and then darker, and then it ignites into this orangey red as I land on the deck right by the helm, and these tentacles explode out from my aura and slam down in a 10-foot radius around me, hitting 5 and 3.
Okay.
I'll need them to make dexterity saving throws as I activate my soul of the Kraken.
Awesome. 5 and 6.
Okay, let me real quick. So they're gonna both fail.
Crack on, my good man.
Which means that they will take 2d4 force damage from the tentacles as they slam into the deck. That's 3 points of damage to each of them.
Okay.
And that is as a bonus action. So then as an action, I'm just gonna make one attack, and it'll be number 3 all the way at the back here. I swing my sword, but instead of the sword connecting, one of the tentacles, having just smashed the ground, will whip up and attack number 3.
And yeah, I don't know if I said that the Kaiyo's tentacles were blue in the intro. They were red. Apologies if I misspoke.
No, that's okay. I think that they would, I think it would totally depend on the situation.
Yeah.
15 to hit.
That hits. Yep.
So with the unarmed strike, it'll be,
Their AC is 12.
of the astral self will be 1d4 plus 5.
Yep.
That'll be another 8 points of damage to number 3. So
Okay.
3 and 5 both took 3 points, and then 3 took an additional 8.
Okay. You with your sword?
No, it is a tentacle.
Oh, okay, got it.
force
So
damage.
you leap up and you see the pool of blood and a bit of gore where Captain Halifax had been leaning against the helm, and you see now off in the corner is his empty rum bottle that is it's tucked up to the corner that's rolling away as you leap up effortlessly, dexterously, and in a single moment, your soul erupts into orangish red kraken tentacles that slam down, and once again on the main one, it slams down again. They are not expecting this, and you see as you hear as they are shouting out, and now they're even more intent, shocked seeing this kind of energy coming from them.
Oh no!
But that is
That's my turn.
yeah, that's it. As it smashes down on them, let me just quickly do a little bit of math that I'm terrible at. Okay, with that, it is Monty's turn.
Hey, good tactics, young lad. That's well done. I'll take care of this one. Well, let's at least give it a try, and I'll pull out a small, sort of a light blue gem, and I will sort of crack it like this. You can hear this sort of twisting. And I will sort of give it a little throw, and just before it reaches number 4, the Swahagan here, it will grow and then burst into sparkling energy. And inside, I have clearly not captured an object or an artifact or an invention or something like that, but instead, I've somehow managed to capture wind itself, almost like one of those Dyson fans. And all of a sudden, you just hear this very loud blowing out of nowhere, this, and he needs to make a strength saving throw, DC 15.
6.
He is pushed back 5 feet.
Hell yeah, he gets blown overboard!
Okay, he needs to make a dexterity saving throw to see if he can hang on.
Let's go!
DC 15, he gets a 13. As you hear it smashes against the railing and falls off as you can see he's attempting to swim after, but your ship is now full sail without anyone piloting it, and is rocketing. It is full sail, rocketing down the coast of Yona, as it is lilting.
Well, that was very effective. I think I'll make my way to safety up these stairs. Yeah.
That was number 4.
Yes.
So number 4 is out of combat.
For now.
Okay.
So long, farewell, let's Wiedersehen, goodbye.
Poros.
I will run up the stairs and immediately see this one right in front of me. And I'll say, "We will avenge you, Captain!" Ah! And I'm going to throw my spear at number 6. That is a 21 to hit, I believe.
Yeah, they're AC 12.
And that is going to be a... Let's see here. I want to smite... Nah, I'm not going to smite this. 7 points of piercing damage.
Number what? To number 6?
To number 6. No, 8 points.
Yeah, plus
It's
1.
plus 1. Yeah.
You put your shield in front of you and you have your great war spear, and while the Sahwagan attempts to block with its own spear, you just overpower and stab right into it as it spits up blood on you. It's now they all turn towards you. 2 are going to go onto Poros, and so number 2 is going to go to Monty actually.
Oh.
And then 1's going to go to Poros. And then number 5 is going to pull out a net and attempt to throw it on Kaiyo.
Okay.
That is going to be a weapon attack.
Oh.
That misses. You are easily able to dodge out of the way. And with that, the leader is going to look at you after being smashed by the Kraken tentacle and is going to stab into you, trying to give you the same fate. That was a cock natural 20. That is a 20, dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, you got me.
With the spear. And so then that would be, oh wow. 2 points of piercing damage. 2 points of piercing damage, and then your blood, as your blood spills from your body,
It nicks my shoulder.
the Sahwagan inhales and its eyes turn red. As
What the
and
fuck?
then it goes to it swirls with red and black as it then lunges forward with its teeth. It's now advantaged on you.
Oh my god!
It's
Well,
still
goodbye.
13. 13 misses.
Okay.
You're able to dodge out of the way. With that, we're gonna get a spear attack on Monty. That's gonna be a 16.
That misses.
Oh, and then a bite attack on Monty. Natural 1. Okay. With Poros, we're gonna get 2 spear attacks.
You'll have to be faster than that.
One is gonna be a 20 to hit.
Barely hits.
Oh my god, you are a bastard. Ooh, that is gonna be 7 points of damage, piercing damage.
Yep.
Pierces it, and now it's advantage on its bite attack. That is gonna be a 19 to hit.
That misses.
Oh my gosh. It is going to lunge forward and attempt to bite, and you're easily able to smash its face away after getting speared in the abdomen. And with that, is there anyone that hasn't used his bite attack? No. Okay, so they can't use their...
There are 2 on me, so did they
Yeah,
both go?
yeah,
Okay.
I rolled both. Oh, no. There's another bite attack. Actually, rather than that, is Kaiyo within 15 feet of number 1?
1.5,
Yeah.
2.5, 3.5.
He's gonna shift
Yes.
around.
No,
he's
yes,
gonna shift
yes.
around
Yeah.
because he has movement, and because he's gonna replace one of his attack with a net attack, and roll the net.
No.
What in the hell?
That is going to be a 17.
I have an 18 AC.
You are able to dodge out of the way of the net as it falls down, and you see it's heavy and weighted, and all covered in barnacles and other bit of seaweed. Okay, with that, it is Kaiyo's turn.
I'll have gotten nicked with the spear in the shoulder, but I'll have dodged a net, dodged the teeth bite mark, dodged another net, and I'll be like, these guys have nets. What's going on? But moving like water and not even hesitating as number 3 has missed his bite attack, I'm gonna turn around and attempt to make at least I can make up to 3 attacks. We'll see how many it takes. I'll start by making 2.
Yep.
1 and 2, they'll both hit.
Okay.
These are just, again, spectral tentacle attacks. So the first one will be 1, 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 and 6. The first one will be 7 force damage. The second one will be 6 force damage, a total of 13. But I wanted to not waste all the attacks on him.
7 force damage.
7 force damage and then 6 force damage for the first 2 attacks.
That will kill it.
Okay.
As you smash down and then follow up, and with a your spirit tentacle swings in, and with a sickening crack of all of the ribs of the Sahuagin breaks, and you see one rips out of its flesh as it stumbles backward and careens off the ship.
And then with my 3rd attack for my key point and flurry of blows, we'll go on number 5. Natural 20.
Oh, let's fucking go.
Oh, so then it would be 4 plus 4 is 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 points of damage as I have crushed number 3 and then spinning around, I bring the tentacles down and around for a critical strike on number 5.
Number 5, you smash it down, and with this massive hit, that is more than half of its health. So I'm going to roll massive damage.
Yeah!
It has failed its saving throw. I now have to roll on the System Shock table.
Great game.
I prefer
System Shock's a great game, you know.
We made that joke, you weren't here, we made it
Yeah.
for you. My favorite game is System Shock.
System Shock 2 is really quite nice.
I haven't used a Derek voice for it.
Look at you, hackers, as you run through my corridor.
The creature drops to 0 hit points, but it's stable. But because it's an NPC, you just smash down, and with a crack, it is flattened. Okay.
Watch out for their nets! And as I'm spinning around, redoubling my effort, I end my turn as I prepare to take on the next enemy.
And it's at this point, I'm gonna need Monty to make a perception check at disadvantage.
A 6, my good man.
What I'll say is you smell that something is off as you're fighting, and there's a bit of a strange glow coming from over the hull, and you're not able to, you don't realize until it's too late as you hear as your sloop ignites with some strange jelly that's been applied
Oh my god!
underneath the hole along the sides as it erupts into a phosphorescent multicolored flame like alchemist fire that rips up the sides. So everyone who is so Monty, you need to make a dexterity saving throw for me.
Oh no.
Sure. That makes sense.
Singes my eyebrows a little bit.
10.
10. You're going to take 14 points of fire damage.
That's not enough to do the massive damage, but it's damn close.
Holy shit.
Oh, good grief, good lord. Oh.
As there is now fire all around the ship as it's licking up and crawling up the figurehead. You see now that if this was a real headless gazelle, it would be screaming as it is incinerating with the strange fire.
No.
With that, it is Monty's turn.
Would the fire also hurt this guy, number 6? Or are they immune to it?
That is a good point.
I'm just curious.
Thank you.
You forgot to assign Swagan fire.
Because he knows that it's coming, he's advantaged. And he succeeds. And so
He dodges out of the
He
way.
dodges out of it.
Perfect.
Am I on fire?
No, you did
So I
not
don't have
get,
to spend
you did
my
not
action
get any
to-
of the no. So this was applied to the you get the sense that it was applied to the ship.
Which is very hot.
And it basically singed the side of you. And with it is now your turn.
This is a good trick. I fight fire with acid, I always say. And I pull out another gem. This one glows with a eerie emerald-like green, and I will throw it up into the air. And where it was, all of a sudden, you'll see this bursting green energy. And standing in a line, there's like almost like a spinning contraption. In the center, there's a small bladder that is slowly decompressing as it sprays acid out in all directions, doing one of these like.
Yeah.
It flies up in the air. I'm effectively casting Tasha's Caustic Brew as both number 1 and number 2 needs to make a dexterity saving throw, DC 15.
Fails, but both 12s.
Okay, at the start of their turn, they take 2d4 acid damage.
Okay. They're coated in acid as they're trying to wipe it off, but you realize now that each of these 3 Sahuagin have a clay jar at their hip as well. With that, Poros, you're up.
I would see that one is going for Kaiyo. And I would, to test out this new enhancement, I'll just do this and pull back on that tug that I feel, and my spear will rip out of the dead Sahuagin, come back into my hand, and I'll flip it around and turn and attack number 1.
Okay.
It's 20 something.
Yep. 1 is undamaged. And it's
One
thrown
is
the net
undamaged so far.
9 points
Nice.
piercing damage.
Holy shit.
Okay, that's not enough to trigger the massive damage. But it stabs in and you spear it, and you see as they're all looking around, the fire is all around them. There is they're jabbering back to each other in this strange Sahuagin language, and they're seemingly trying to decide a tactic. With that, it is their turn.
1 takes 5 points of acid damage,
5?
and
Oh my gosh.
2 takes 4 points of acid damage.
4 points. Okay. With that, I am going to roll a morale check.
What does that mean? Oh my goodness.
With that, number one, who is very low, steps back and takes the jar and throws it at the mast.
So he's gonna like step away.
He's gonna step away, throw it at the mast, and you'll see a large swath of it gets coated in strange shimmering. It almost looks like a coral, like jelly or some sort of like gelatinous goo. As it steps back, and will shout out to the other two. Meanwhile, number 2 is going to... Number 2
It can use its action to take the acid off.
What?
It can take the acid off with an action. If it wants to, whatever.
I think that they've resisted this, as there's blood in the water, and it's going to make a net attack on Kaiyo. It's advantage because Kaiyo is bleeding.
Jeez.
20.
That hits.
I see the net coming, and you're within 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
I see the net coming. I'm focused on them, and I'm worried about Kaiyo. I see the net about to hit. I will use my reaction to leap from where I'm at next to him within 5 feet and extend my shield and block the net, adding 5 to his AC until the start of my turn.
Okay, then I have 23 AC.
The net flies forward.
Holy shit!
And you smacks into your shield, and you knock it down. And they're all like, "That's right, yo, sucker," as he just goes in and attempts to stab.
No!
Natural 20.
Oh my gosh.
Can't stop that.
No.
You can try.
Don't worry, it's not too bad.
I assume that the
14 points.
Yeah.
Piercing damage, yeah. 14 points of
massive.
piercing damage.
Yeah, it's massive.
Oh, it is?
I only have 27 hit
Yeah,
points.
that's massive.
Yeah, you need to roll a con saving throw.
Okay. That's alright, I'm pretty good at these.
No.
Natural 19 for 22.
You take the hit and you steel yourself. And what I'll say is that you would get this sense. Monty, make an intelligence check at advantage. Or add your proficiency, whatever, because it'll be
An extra 2.
18.
18. I'll say with that, and probably extra proficiency, you should have a 0 check, sir. You see
did
this
have it.
goo, and it reminds you of Alchemist's Fire, but a similar, and your acid. And you get the sense that if someone could take an action to basically wipe it off and not make it not like effective. As the shit burns. Okay, and with that, number 6 is going to
Zoom in here.
run forward and try to kill Monty. Oh, you haven't been hit yet.
Nope.
Roll that again. Natural 1.
Great.
And a 10.
Great.
You're able to dodge out of the way. Okay, with that, it is Pike. Not Pike.
I'm just an old man.
It
Leave me
is,
alone.
Kaiyo.
Just so I understand, with the healing, healing surge rules, can I do that as long as I have hit dice to spend,
Yeah.
or if there's not a limited number of times per day?
You can spend. Correct.
Just as long as I have hit dice. Okay.
Yep.
So I will have taken a huge slash in my side as you were protecting me, and somehow he's
still got through.
still able to get through.
Oh wait,
Kaiyo!
number of times it's once per short rest. You can.
That's what I wanted to make
Sorry,
sure.
sorry.
Okay, no, that's okay.
But you can spend as many hit dice as you
Right.
like.
Okay. But perfect. I will. As I receive this hit and blood flows from my side, I'll stagger a bit, and you'll see that the tentacles kind of like, move with me, and I'll shout to Poros, "I'm okay," and I'll take a deep breath. I'm okay, and steady myself as the tentacles kind of briefly like wrap around me, as I will use a bonus action to use my healing surge. Let me see how many hit dice I have. I have 3, so I feel like I should just use 2 of them. 2d8. Huge.
Yeah.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. So I'm going to heal 19 points
And you added your Constitution modifier to that?
to both.
Okay.
You heal.
And then I will redouble my effort as I vault back down onto the main deck and make a singular attack against number 2, who is attacking, potentially very close to Monty. Plenty to hit.
Yep.
9 points of force damage as I
9
land on
points
the main
of
deck.
damage. It
A
is looking
giant
rough.
tentacle smashes number 2.
Smashes down. You hear the crunching as several shark-like teeth clatter to the deck.
Ooh.
As it takes a bit of damage here. With that, it is now the point where the fire is raging, this bioluminescent fire, and you realize too late as the flame licks over to the mast just so slightly. The mast erupts. I am going to need Kaiyo, to roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay, this is where I'm a Viking. 14!
Not enough. It's 15. As it erupts, but I rolled poorly, as you will take 8 points of fire damage.
Huh? There goes one of your hit dice.
As the Sahuagin, hold on, they're gonna be advantaged. You see number. Oh my gosh. Hold on.
This is not good.
You see number 2 doesn't realize it until it gets on him, and you realize that it's the lid to his clay pot is slightly open, and it hits him, and he gets completely ignited and screaming runs around and falls off of the ship as he attempts to put it out. But you see that even though he's submerged in the ocean, it continues to burn him underwater.
So am I on fire at all?
No, because you don't have it coated on you.
Okay, just want to make sure.
You don't have it coated on you.
Just burn damage.
Okay. That it is Poros.
I will run up to Kaiyo and I'll say,
Are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. Keep fighting.
and I will attack. Oh, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 to hit.
No.
So
it
close.
Clatters with its spear as it is going to. I'm going to make a. Oh, you have anything else?
Yeah. Let me just see if this is a bonus action or not. Healing Hands is an action. Never mind. Okay. That's it.
6 has not used its net.
I don't think so.
It is going to turn and throw its net at Kaiyo.
Man,
You don't have the 5 AC anymore.
No, I figured that.
Oh my god.
they really
a
want some of
1
that
and 5.
Kaiyo Mari.
It misses. And with that miss, they look at each other, failing their morale save. As they're going to just look at the ship, and they both look at each other and give a knowing nod. These are not mindless, gibbering fish monsters.
Oh, no.
These are peoples.
They're organized.
Yeah, they're organized as they nod at each other. Number 1 is going to disengage and step back and just fall off the ship through the flames.
Bitch.
And number 6 is going to attempt to do the same, but cannot and will draw an opportunity attack. Oh, actually, but on his way out, he can stab you. Eat shit!
What the
2 5s!
Wow!
Wow, we got off.
Welcome to Mikey DMing, folks.
We got off a little easy here on this battle. This is gonna go south real quick.
You can make an opportunity attack on number 6 if you'd like to.
Okay. I have like my carpenter's hammer hanging from my
Shocking
tool,
grasp
my
would
tool
also
belt.
work or something like that.
Well,
That cantrip also works for if it's melee or anything like that.
is that true?
No, you will.
It-
You
Oh,
have
Oh
more
no,
power.
that's right. You're right.
I
Yeah,
don't have a
that's
melee.
right.
I don't have
That's
a melee
right. So
cantrip.
you can make a swing if you'd like. That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. I'm just gonna
Hit him
swing.
with
I'm just
your-
gonna
with
swing
your
in it.
paw.
We'll use club rules.
With a wrench. Hit him with a wrench.
I forgot you need Warcaster or something.
I actually don't know. Hold on. Yeah, there it is. Nope.
Leaps off through the flame.
It's really not my thing.
As I am going to roll to see if I'm going to roll a D100. There's a 50% chance that the mast cracks and breaks.
This is so bad.
Okay.
That's okay. That's fine.
A 4 with the flame is burning, and with the strength and with the despite Monty's best efforts, the mast had still been worn and rotted, and the amount of money that you have was not enough to repair this, and the amount of time that you've been spending, you would have needed to have spent weeks dry docked with a shipwright to
Yep.
fix the ship to where it needs to be.
Yep.
With a sickening crack, the mast splits and begins to fall backwards. I need a scatter die.
Okay.
I'm gonna do some timber rules here.
Your north, TV south.
So the match would be here.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't know.
So just do north is 1, and then roll an 8.
Someone roll an 8 for me.
Oh,
A D8.
I got you.
2, 3,
feeling-
4. Yeah.
This wonky 8. This is the weirdest D8 in history.
4. So it's gonna fall south, right? 1, 2, 3. Oh, south, southeast.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's gonna fall.
Monty,
Yeah, I would say that's close
as
enough,
the
yeah.
It was
Sahuagin
never
jumps
structurally
off
sound.
Monty, look out!
you see the sails are now burning as the canvas is starting to go up in this beautiful bioluminescent, gyrating with all manner of color as it crashes towards you. I need to make a dexterity saving throw for me to see if you get smashed by this.
Close, baby.
Yeah, not even close, baby. I will calculate the exact fall with the wind being what it is, and I'll look forward and with a dirty 20. Well, I think if I just stand a little over here.
And you manage to just step out of the way as it crashes into the helm. All of the rigging is all caught up as it clashes. It smashes the wheel and smashes the railing as it comes to settle.
That's a lot of damage.
As you are still careening now towards, you don't know if there's any shallows, any reefs. You're listening to the port, and thank goodness it's not to starboard, else you'd be going towards the shore. As you see the Yona coast right there. As the mass is still burning and starting to char and starting to spread, what do you all do? We're still going to be initiative. As the mass has fallen and cracked, your hull is on fire.
I'm going to immediately pull out one of these same light blue gems, and I'm going to crank it like this. But this time, as it starts to expand, I'll catch the explosion and almost hold it like a ring. And I will again use the gust cantrip, and almost like a fire extinguisher, I'll get very, very, very close. It's enough wind to extinguish the fire when put up very close to it. Rather than give it oxygen and fuel the flames, I am attempting to effectively blow it out like I would a candle.
I would say that the way that this works, you would be, because you were right next to it, you would be able to blow this goo off and it dissipates with that resource. Because you're taking your action, but it's actually Kaiyo's turn before that.
Oh.
But you'll...
That is what I am starting to do as Kaiyo takes his action.
I would, noticing that I'm just kind of the first to act as this battle is winding down, I would immediately try to run for the helm and see if I could at least steer the ship from getting too far away from shore and, at least try to get us on course so that we're not just going crazy.
You do that and make an athletics check at disadvantage because the wheel has been smashed. You only have the bottom half in order to actually be able to try to get the rudder, the ship straightened out.
Does this count? No. Wait a minute. No. 1 second. Give me 1 moment. I apologize. 1 moment. 1 moment. I think I can. I don't think I can use my. So does this count as a strength check?
Yes.
I am able, because I have the arms active, I'm able to use my wisdom score instead of strength.
Yep.
So I actually...
The tentacles wrap around it.
I focus on moving the arms as I am using the arms of the astral self, the soul of the Kraken, to make this check. So I will do...
It's actually just the tentacles holding it, and you're just like,
That's so fucking cool.
Still not very good. That's only gonna be a... 6.
Wow.
6.
Because I'm not proficient.
You
I
are
don't believe.
able to
I'm not.
heave it, and your tentacles are
Bad
giving
roll.
it all they can, and it's no longer listing as far as it is, but you're making progress, but you are not, the ship is not righted.
Okay, that's my turn.
For us.
Damn.
I don't know if I have any way to put the fire out on the sails and mast.
At this point, are
I
the
would say Monty has put the out the sails in the mast, so that Monty's taking care of
The
it.
fire. I'm
With
moving
that,
down the shaft.
The mast is no longer on fire, and
Okay.
it's just the hull that's burning.
Do I feel like the sail is totally gone at this point?
I would say make a what would be like a shipwright check, like a nautical vehicles check.
Probably some kind of like
Intelligence?
check. Yeah.
Add your proficiency.
You got this.
11, 12.
12. I would say that you get the sense that you might be able to basically get it with some time anchored. You might be able to figure something out.
So I'm just worried that there's still fish people potential. Well, I guess if they jumped off, but like who knows how many are there, right? Like, so I think I am going to, if I can, Jean Valjean this shit. I'm going to basically go under the mast. I'm gonna put my hands down, and you'll hear bum 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 as I start to glow with this like bronze golden light. And I'm going to use Peerless Athlete, which is one of my channel divinities.
You know, think that these abilities would be worthless, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh wow, these are the perfect
Peerless
scenario for this.
A lot of people hate it. I fucking love it. Oh god, where is it? Channel divinity. Here, Peerless Athlete. Advantage on athletics checks and acrobatics checks. I can carry, push, drag, and lift twice as much as normal, and the distance of my long jump and high jump increases by 10 feet.
Make an athletics check at advantage, and the DC will be appropriately set as you glow. You drop your shield, and that same light from Argonon, your god, fills you with the power
come on, baby.
of the Peerless Athlete.
That's pretty good. Boom, boom, bum, ba, bum, boo, 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 23.
It is absurdly difficult. You have to give all of yourself, and that's not enough. And you call into the power of Argonon, and finally you hear the kind of distant snore, the roar of a bull, as you put everything into yourself, and you heave the mast in a superhuman display of strength as Poros pushes the mast up, and even with the wind catching in the sail and all of the rigging flying around, you manage to hold it together, and he's holding it, and you get the sense, Monty, that if he holds it in place, you will be able to basically quickly use your action to repair and get it stabilized with the wood that you would have in your packer be placed.
I don't need the wood. I would immediately jump over and I find there would be the barrels of food and ship's tack and these sorts of things, and I would immediately, taking one of my tools, be able to pull one of the rings from the barrel, and making a cinch like that, able to start to effectively repair and hug around with these bands of metal, effectively
Like brace wood
bracing the wood to the stump from which it cracked. And I'll use mending to make sure that it actually is cast. You can see that I'm taking some of this not perfect gem quality, but some of the dust that I have to essentially seal the wood again and acting as a glue.
Make a tool check of your choice, and this will determine how solid it is, and do it at advantage because you've used mending. And then you'll also be able to use your reaction too in this moment to give, because your tentacles are still wrapped around the wheel, to basically, now that all that weight's off, to continue your pull. So make it an advantage.
I would definitely redouble my effort and like take a moment to center myself and focus, Kaiyo, focus. 20.
You manage to, and you know that your strength alone, but seeing Poros do that with his own arms,
it inspires
you, and right. Your tentacles use your very soul to rip the wheel, and the rudder finally straightens out, and you manage to be sailing as Monty. What did you get?
14.
A 14. That is enough to hold without any immediate danger as you pull out your gadgets and you cinch it together as the best that you can in the moment before you can now address the fire around you. It is now the fire's turn. I'm gonna roll another D100 to see if you hear doom 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 as to see if there's any holes that are getting punched in bottom deck.
Yep.
A 7.
Holy shit.
You hear a crack and a surge of water from down below, you presume in the cargo hold, as you hear the captain say, "We have a leak! I'm gonna try to fix it!" As
The professor.
The professor, the captain, the professor.
did it.
Call out as you hear his.
We could use your help, man!
Okay, now it's officially Kaiyo's turn.
I think that I wouldn't want to let go of the helm. I would want to try to keep us on course unless I had a way to basically lock the wheel in place and to free myself up to go help anywhere else on the boat. Otherwise, I would want to keep steering and trying to just keep us on course from crashing.
Okay, make a water vehicles check.
Lash the helm? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I can do that.
that?
Like lash the helm.
Lash the helm.
Oh,
don't
I
know.
would say that you would probably find. Oh yeah, some of the rigging probably that is no longer in use. You'd be able to attempt to do that as well.
Okay.
I would say make a dexterity check and add your proficiency because you've been at sea for so long.
Okay, not bad. That's going to be +7 is 13 total.
13 was exactly what I was thinking. So you are able to take the rigging, but it takes you your full action.
Okay.
In order to basically tie it together with the broken wheel and all of that.
My goal is once I feel like it's stable, then I'll try to help out with where else on the boat I'm.
Okay. With that, it is now Monty's turn. The ship is burning. The hull is burning
All
around
here,
you.
right?
Yeah.
All around. Shit.
As I'm lashing the wheel, you just hear me shout to Poros, "Who lights a ship on fire?" Everything, like all hell is breaking loose.
Oh my god.
And what I'll say now that you survey this scenario, mechanically speaking, I would say it's port, starboard, and bow is burning. And if you can convince me that you would be able to, go down a ladder or a rope or something and use your action in a creative way, it'll take you that, but you'll have to brave the fire in order to do that. Depending on how you do it.
I'll have to go down to repair the hole. Or
You
the
can do that
hull.
as well, yeah.
And there's also this fire. I can't do anything about the hole just yet, but I am worried about the fire creating additional structural damage.
Yeah.
So I'm going
It's a-
to reach into my pack and I will pull out what looks like a pearlescent, like a pearl, like a white, one of these gems that I have. I'll pull it out and I'll flip it up into the air. And when it bursts, you can actually see this amazing ornithopter-like creation. The blades are spinning. This is my once per day Eldritch Cannon, but I am creating the Protector variety, the one that can heal, and I'm hoping that we can flavor the healing magics that it can produce, this essential ray. Rather than it healing humans, this particular one can spray like anti-fire extinguishing.
I was thinking literally like a white, like a
that,
foam.
yeah,
some
like
kind
a
of
foam,
colorful-
like a foam.
Absolutely, that counts,
So
yeah.
when it crashes and cracks into the air and suddenly is summoned, I immediately speak a few words under my breath, and it starts to fly around the hull in all directions and start to spray.
Does it have a fly speed?
It does have a fly speed. It has a. One moment. This invention of mine. Where can I find that?
Mine invention.
The question is just how does D&D Beyond? Where does it want me to find the information?
What I'll say is we'll fly speed for now, and so basically with each turn you'll be able to do that. So you see it flies down and the ornithopter is flapping, and its big large nozzle sprays this anti-flame foam, and on the starboard side of the ship, the strange bioluminescent fire is put out because that was the action.
Yep, that's what I do.
Poros.
I seeing without much ability to put out this fire outside of just like sloughing it off with my hands, and seeing that Monty has it, I'm going to run down below deck. I'm coming, Professor! And I'm going to run down, just get a sense of where I think the hole might be.
I would say if you use your full movement, you'll be able to see that the professor is finishing hammering up some wooden panels and getting some caulking next to him. He has a brush with some caulking to get one of the holes in the hold. He's pushed aside some barrels, and you see that behind another in between a barrel and a crate, there is a large hole that's pouring in seawater, and you now hear the ship groaning as it's dropping in the water. You can use your action to attempt to basically patch it up.
Yeah, I am going to just find some random plank of wood or a piece of barrel or something, and I'm just going to. I probably wouldn't have the tools on me unless they're like right there, but at the very least, I want to take the plank and just hold it against the hole, just until like Monty can mend it or the professor can come help me. Just basically prevent the water from coming in with this plank of wood.
I would say make a. I don't know what kind of check that would be.
Just like a athletics?
Yeah, make an athletics check, sure.
That is a 20.
Big money.
Okay, you are able to do that, and you hold it down. The professor is going to. He nods at you and says, "Okay, I'm almost done." He has his hammer and he has his brush. He's attempting to fix it. With that, I'm going to roll to see if the fire breaks another hole. 92.
Oh.
It's good. Okay. Nothing happens. With that, Kaiyo, you're up. You've lashed the helm.
Knowing that we need Monty below deck to help repair the ship as quickly as possible, Kaiyo will sprint to the port side of the ship, moving like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, actually heading up into like deeper, like towards where the flames are.
Yeah.
And with the tentacles still moving around him, kind of like moving as if they're underwater, Kyle will get right up to the edge of the boat and plant his feet and begin to move his arms back and forth like this as the tentacles begin to go as well. And I am going to cast Create or Destroy Water.
Oh, nice.
But in a way where I'm almost summoning the water up from the ocean up onto the side of the boat to try to wash away this goo. I know that the water won't put it out, but I'm hoping to get it, like, wash the side of the boat.
I would say with that resource, you don't even need to roll the check. You're able to waterbend the sea up and shape it to your will, so you're almost scraping it off with a very forceful wave. And that side is only the bow that is burning now.
Okay, that's my turn.
Monty.
Seeing that the goo is being pushed off and knowing that my invention, which is actually walking from the rail to the rail, it does not have a flying speed.
Okay,
I was mistaken.
That's fine. It can shimmy down and...
It's not an ornithopter.
Yeah.
It's just a little tiny. It actually looks like a small monkey with like a little like. And it walks like a one of those cymbal monkeys, but instead it's putting out the flames in this way. I know that the hull breach is the priority, so I also will run downstairs. All I can do is cast mending. All I can do is seeing that you're holding this plank in place. I will pull out that same hammer and I will essentially.
I think you can just literally nail it, right? Like if you could,
I'm gonna use special like magical nails. Essentially, I'm gonna pull out from my pack a few shards of the gem material that I have in my pocket, and I'm going to hit it. And with each strike, the wood, rather than being attached like you would a normal nail, almost becomes the hull itself. With each strike, it actually pushes into the wood, shaping new hull.
You skip the caulking process.
Exactly
basically.
right.
Yeah,
exactly
so
right.
With your combination of magic and science, you fuse it together, and you see as the little monkey takes his extinguisher and just and sprays down the bow. The fire is extinguished. The holes are patched. and you hear the wind whipping. It catches in the sails. There's a groaning and a creaking after everything that's happened, and the mast isn't fully straight. The winds are tattered. The ship is in bad shape, but you are not in any threat of sinking.
We're in like waist-high water, just like underneath in the bilge. Well, that was rather heart-pumping.
It was very close.
Are you guys okay down there?
Yes, we are good, thank you!
There's quite a bit of seawater. If there's anything you can do about that.
I'll grab a bucket, and I'll just start to like manually, one bucket at a time, start to carry the water up out from underneath and start to throw it overboard.
Sometimes the old ways are the best ways, and I will also find a container and start to pick up water and heave it over the edge.
Professor Merrick is helping as well. He's helping bail, and he says, "Did Captain Halifax make it?"
No, he's very dead.
Oh,
His head was smashed like a bowl of eggs.
may he rest in peace. He was such a skilled captain, worth all of that vast pile of gold that I paid him, and now I'll never get that back.
Is what it is. Wasn't a particularly grand captain. I mean, I hate to speak ill of the dead, but
He was an honorable man, and he did his duty, which is more than many can say.
fair enough.
I will assess my charts. Let's assess the damage, and we continue onward. Thank you so much. I knew after all of those run-ins where you were the only survivors, I knew that even sea devils attacking us and setting the ship on fire. Gosh, the Gazelle truly is a gallant vessel, isn't she?
It is a vessel, that is certainly true. I am going to have to spend weeks repairing all of the damage, repairing everything and getting all things back in order. And if anyone should find any more of that unburned goo, I would love to spend some time with it in my research.
Do you think that those fish people were just looking for supplies? I mean, we've heard that they've been more active lately, but that was crazy.
It was too convenient. We were too lucky to have not for how much we've been sailing, and I guess we've been spending most of our times in open ocean. The attacks have all been in shallow waters, where there's competition for fish and other resources.
Yeah, but then they were throwing that net around. What'd they want to do, eat us?
They really seemed focused on you in particular.
Yes.
Me?
They
yes.
wanted to catch you.
Why would anyone want to do that? I'm just me.
I do not know.
Perhaps it's some sort of food to consume you, or to perhaps we have no idea how Sahogun are made. Perhaps they were going to corrupt your body and turn your flesh into one of them.
Oh, gods.
I don't believe that's how they reproduce.
I have no idea. They're not very populous around Chalk, I can say that.
Well, that's why we must press onward to Ruby Shell Island. I have contacts there. I think she can survive to Chalk, right?
She'll survive. We'll have to repair the mast and repair the sail and repair the side of the hull and the interior of the hull and most of the surface of the ship, and also
And the sails and the rigging.
Yes,
And
yes.
everything else.
So when we get to this island, do you think maybe we could take a break?
Yes. We can take a break. I know people there who will be able to help us.
Thank goodness.
They will help us.
It is still some time to this island, yes? A far distance.
It'll take a fortnight, I fear. If the damage is as severe as it sounds.
Well, that's all right. We'll do what we can to keep the boat in good shape, and we'll get there. We'll make it.
My dear Professor, where is the salt pork?
He walks over to a barrel It's the one labeled not salt pork.
As I suspected.
No! Poros, we specifically didn't check that one!
What? But it says right on the barrel!
Clever
It's not
deception.
so poor.
I propose that today is a holiday. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, we survived. Today is a holiday. Grog will be allowed, and salt pork for everyone. This should be enough for 9 portions.
Well, that's pretty good, actually, considering there's only 4 of us left.
Barely enough to feed all of us. It's a shame, really.
It will be better than ship's biscuits. Yes.
I'll go see if the brandy survived, and I'll stomp downstairs, knowing that we're gonna have full belly tonight, and knowing how much repairs work there is to do. Take a break.
This is... we eat, and we can repair in the morning.
I would say, if I can, too, that I would attempt to do some fishing and diving to help supplement our meals. I think I would have been doing this whenever we had spare time to do it.
What I'll say is you assess the damage. Fortunately, the holes in the cargo hold only damaged some of the cargo. Everything else of your effects was undamaged. Had it gotten worse, it possibly would have. But you actually were able to keep a lot. Over the fortnight, you will be able to supplement, and you'll be able to catch fish and enjoy actually hot cooked, filling meals. But a lot of your time will be spent keeping watch for Sahuagin. Now you know the signs, and just manning a sloop with only 4 people. Less than half of the ideal crew. But you're able to do it. But as you sail down the coast of Yona, you look out as you get towards the strait in between Striga and southern Yona. You pass some large industrial vessels. You look off very distantly to the massive metropolis of Galtica.
Oh,
Longingly. I would say that the two of you probably have never seen anything like that. A city close to that big, as you see these massive buildings rising up, almost like fortresses, but as far as you can see for miles and miles. And
What a spectacle.
any suggestion to stop is immediately shot down by the professor. Because you realize that there is limited time. And Monty, I would say, as you continue to make repairs, with the cracks and the breaking, the wood keeps splintering, even with your magic, you realize that if the gazelle can make it, it will just barely make it. And you may need to make the rest of the way in a dinghy.
We're not about to row all the way to Shock. I think that we need to carry on.
yes.
All right.
We must focus on our mission.
You're right.
And you continue onwards, and with the combined effort of all 4 of you, and even the professor rolls up his sleeves and helps however he can, and however you begin to take on more water, and Monty's bilge pumps and regular bailing isn't enough, and any attempt to do so would tire you out and you wouldn't be able to proceed. And you continue to get lower and lower in the water as the ship begins to creak more and more and more.
We're pumping like madmen.
And you're pumping like madmen, and you're bailing like madmen, and finally, you are exhausted. Everyone needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh no.
As
Nope.
Nope.
No. Complete failure.
you all gain a level of exhaustion. As it is night. The sky is filled with clouds, but the air is warm. As you see a small, as you see an island And you've passed various islands and the numerous islets and bits of rock throughout the ocean in between Chalk and Neckbet. But the professor is very explicit in getting to Ruby Shell Island. And there it is. He points out, and you see this tropical island rising on the horizon as the ship creaks and groans. And you get a mere probably 1 mile away, and you realize with the whole cargo hold entirely underwater, the ship is creaking and groaning. You have 15 minutes as the mast is creaking and snapping to gather your effects and load it all into the dinghy to row the rest of the way as you realize that the gallant Gazelle is not going to make it.
I have like one small bag, if that, and I would easily be able to grab it and head up to the deck to get ready to launch the dinghy.
It was a trusty vessel. Yeah, but now it is time for you to rest, Gazelle.
And I'll sort of like tap the deck. And just, we've been on this ship for so long, and just sort of it's finally at the end of its road.
If it was a real Gazelle, I'd be...
I'll load my shield in the rowboat and all of my stuff, which I don't have a lot either. But I would help the professor with whatever he may have collected from his, all of his crazy shit.
I'm keeping an eye on this process because though I'm in the quarters that we share, I've really spread out, and I'm putting away the tools and the workshop things and putting books into my satchel and making sure that I have my coins and I have my gems and I have my tools and I have all of the different things that I've needed. I am keeping one corner of my eye on the lockbox to make sure that all of his research remains intact and that he takes that with him.
That is the first thing he puts into the rowboat. You have to squabble with him a bit. He packs 4 chests filled with books. And after the first 2, you realize you're gonna sink the dinghy if you put on any more. So he looks at all of the things he has to leave behind, and he stops, and there's a single tear that runs down his cheek, and he just gets a look of determination with a little bit of madness as he says, "This is for the best.
You'll have it all up here, my good man.
In the name of discovery and curiosity."
It will be rediscovered, I'm sure, at some later date. Someone will find a treasure chest full of whatever books you have in these chests.
Yes. It'll all be worth it.
Are you sure you need the other 2?
We can't. Sacrifices must be made in the name of research. Mr. Poros.
Yes.
Shove off.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Indeed.
You shove off as you all are seated in the rowboat, and Poros is able to just man both oars as you row away, and through the night there's just the glimmer of moonlight as the clouds part, as it shines down on the gallant Gazelle, catches on flecks of gold paint, cracked and worn, as you see the charred remnants of the midsection of a Gazelle tilt upwards and upwards as it groans and cracks, and as it slowly slides down, you watch for mere moments as the gallant Gazelle is swallowed by the sea. And you continue to row, and finally your ship behind you on the bottom of the ocean, your rowboat makes landfall on the beach. And you see that this seems to be a shanty town, relatively quiet. And you see that there are lights scattered throughout the islands. You see that it's quite mountainous. And in the shanty town, one building has lights on. And Professor Merrick seems to know where to go as he dusts himself off and he looks at the heavy chest and says, Mr. Poros, if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, of course, of course.
So I'll throw my shield on my back and I'll grab, all of his bags and all,
We're all just carrying this shit.
all of his luggage, and I will follow behind him, carrying his stuff.
With that, you make your way through the town. You see that there are people who peek at you through curtains, and they close them again. It is around midnight at this point, as you arrive at a seedy tavern called Reaver's Rest. As you look up through the town, there's a road that ascends in elevation, and through the jungles you see what looks like the ruins of an old fort that has the most lights on this island. Those were the lights that you had seen. As there seems to be motion up there as you enter Reaver's Rest, and there's a handful of patrons, a barman behind the bar, an older human man as he's just keeping an eye on you, not moving. Both of his hands are below the bar. As you see the professor raise his hand and call out to a grizzled old dwarf sitting at a table by the window. As he says, "Oh, do I call you Mr. Greybones? Mr. Old Greybones?" And he looks at all of you enter as he says,
Old Greybones is fine. Whatever you want to call me.
as you all have a seat.
I drop all this shit. Mr. Greybones, I am Poros.
You can call me Montgomery Crumb. I'm going to inquire about the food and beverages.
I'm Kaiyo. It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, you're all green boys playing at being sailor, eh?
I mean, we've been doing this for like almost a year now.
I spent more time in the bucket than you have on sea. Give it another decade and then maybe you won't be Greenland boys. That said, from the correspondence from this one, and he nods at the professor, sounded like your ship was in dire straits.
Yes, it is. No longer with us. Oh.
Cheer up, my good man. I was able to find one of their sourest, cheapest ales. I pop down ales for everyone, including old Greybones.
Is the ale better than the brandy?
Yes, it's a matter of taste. You'll just have to discover it for yourself.
Did they have any milk?
I didn't inquire. Did you want milk with your ale?
Just the milk. You may have my ale.
Thanks again, Monty. This is delightful.
Thank you.
You'll put some air on your chest, boy!
Okay.
Drink up.
And Professor Merrick steeples his fingers again and says, well, I know I didn't tell you, this island is technically under the protection and control of pirates. I know that sounds bad. But Captain Dredge is an honorable fellow. Honor among thieves. You know the old saying. That there's honor among thieves. And the Crack-Claw Buccaneers. Yes. Their ship is called Crab Feeder on account of, what they do, yeah. But he assures me that he's happy to lend his vessel to us, and we can continue our search aboard Crab Feeder.
Wait a minute.
And he will lend us his crew. It's a galleon. Imagine the majesty.
Why would a pirate captain just give us a boat like that? don't they need them? That seems strange that they would want to part with a boat and just give us this crew.
Well,
Thinking, my boy.
Well, he'll be there, and it'll be we must continue the negotiations. I am going to parlay up at the fort this very evening, and well, you all can rest if you'd like, or if you care to come with me. But I will parlay with Captain Dredge, and we will sign on the dotted line, and our alliance and cooperation will be finalized. Finally, a break! With some luck!
Okay.
The first time this whole expedition.
We plan to trust these pirates when corsairs and pirates were the ones to kill Salty and Dave.
Well,
those were different pirates and different corsairs. Every crew is different. Not every pirate is a pirate. Also, these are buccaneers.
Oh,
I'm sure there's some
Poor Salty.
meaningful difference.
and Dave.
I would like to go with you and review the terms.
oh, really? But now's our night to relax.
Could we have a meal at least, and then we will join you?
Well, I suppose we could. And you see old Greybones, he raises his hand to the bartender, who just nods and goes back into the back and pulls out stale black bread and hard cheese.
Old Greybones, tell me, what do you know of the Siren Shroud?
Oh, yeah. Is why you came here. This one won't shut up about it.
Yes, the professor is convinced that we will be able to find it eventually and learn its secrets.
Yes, actually, my entire career has been studying the Siren Shroud, and we will discover its mysteries, especially with the help of the Crackclaw Buccaneers and Captain Dredge. We are going to discover its mysteries, we are going to decipher and decode them, and we will find out how to master it.
The light of a waning gibbous moon shimmers across the rolling tide that stretches to a darkened horizon outside the window of Reaver's Rest, the seedy tavern you all find yourselves in. The smell of pungent spirits, old stew, and salt air fills the common room as you sit by the dying fire several hours past midnight. The three of you sit around an uneven table marked by countless nicks, cracks, and carvings, joined by a half-elven man with disheveled sand-colored hair and a tattered jacket. On the opposite end is a grizzled old dwarf with an ashen-gray beard and a glint of madness in his eye. In one exasperated motion, he downs a mug of rum and leans forward with a scowl.
You think you understand what it is that you're chasing? You know nothing. The Siren Shroud.
And that's where we'll end the session.
Great job, Mike. Great job.
Wow.
I have so much to say, but thank you. Thank you for running this session. You
Thank
did
you
an
guys for
unbelievable
playing.
first session.
I love this.
Thank you so much for joining us on this maiden voyage of Shroud over Saltmarsh. If you liked what you saw, this campaign will be played every single week on our Patreon. It's now on our YouTube channel to give you a taste of what's in store, but I promise you there's going to be all of this nautical goodness and more. So we would really appreciate if you would join us on our Patreon at the Pearl Dolphin tier or higher, and you can join us every single week for this amazing campaign with these amazing players. So thank you so much, and we will see you next time.